in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number, and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it, flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That will be me, Mike Winters. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
You know, Mike, I'm kind of surprised that you haven't already, at least one time, done a good morning quarantine.
I could.
I mean, the opportunity's there. You know, gotta hit him hard, hit him fast. Literally, the first thing I say on the air every morning is, and a good whatever morning, southeastern New Mexico. You gotta hit him hard, hit him fast.
Well, that's about as hard as I got today.
Like, shut up.
Actually, I'm feeling a little bit better than yesterday.
Nice. So you're on the
I think
upswing.
today's the first day
Of the rest of
I
your
felt
life.
better than I did, you know?
Yeah.
Like whether it's been about the same or a little worse.
So you
Today
feel
I'm
like
like,
you're finally
I
on the
think I'm
upswing.
on the upside.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. It's good to know
my head's
that
not as stuffy.
it's good to know that you can push through the Rona, come out the other side a stronger person because of it.
Never mind. I was going to say something.
And I feel like you and Kim's relationship is going to be stronger because of it too. Because if you guys can stand 2 weeks trapped in a house together by yourselves with nothing else and no one else, I think you guys can make it through anything.
Well, today is her day out of quarantine.
Nice.
She goes back to work today.
Did she like run out of the house going, freedom?
Actually, I think it was a mixed bag.
Yeah.
She's ready to get out the house, but you know.
It's so hard to say goodbye to quarantine.
She hasn't had to get up early.
I get it.
Last 2 weeks.
I get it. She's been able to kick it a bit,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but yeah, she's on the deal, and I'll be here a couple more days. I'm ready to get back to the studio.
Yeah, I'm ready to have you back. I mean, it's been lonely here. Yeah. Now, Pants Off Tuesdays has been nice, but it gets old.
Well, BFM should fit right in there.
He's completely pants off. Yeah,
That's right.
what was that? Was it Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay, where the guy was throwing the bottomless party?
Yeah, I think
It's like
so.
I'm trying to start bottomless parties as a thing.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, I think it was that. So that Guantanamo Bay one. So, how are you doing?
Doing good. Hanging in there. A little bit of hip pain. Otherwise, doing good. I'm thinking about doing acupuncture, actually.
How'd you get hip pain?
Years and years of dumb activities. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's one of two things. I've narrowed it down to when I used to work at the portrait studio. To get kids to laugh, and this tracks because it's me. To get kids to laugh, I would throw myself up in the air and down to the ground, like almost as hard as I could, usually landing on my hip and or buttocks, to get a kid to smile. Worked every time, and I sold some fantastic packages because of it, but
Did you get like commissions doing that?
Nope.
How does that work?
Nope. I got hourly. I was throwing myself on the floor for hourly wage.
I didn't know if you upsold them.
It's one of those things where it's like,
package.
if you want to put your body through two tables on a pay-per-view, sure, but maybe you shouldn't do that at a house show in Poughkeepsie. That was me. I was doing, throwing myself through coffins at house shows. It's that, or the other thing, and this is probably more accurate. I was a floor sitter for many, many years, in that my main position of comfort was on the floor, usually like in front of the TV or whatever, like, you know, when I was relaxing, on my side. So like the Lionel Richie pose, essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, basically that was my comfort position. And I feel like maybe because of that, I probably put a hip out of place over the years. So I've thought about a couple things, chiropractor, but somebody has suggested acupuncture for pain management. So thinking about a couple things. Meditation, heroin, just whatever. I'm just gonna cacophony of solutions.
Maybe you're due for a hip replacement.
Shut up. That's the one thing I don't want to do. They say once you do it, you can't. Have to keep doing it.
I'm gonna get one of those someday. I could tell.
I think I just want one just to have.
I walk.
Just to like have the extra hip.
Yeah. Well, you know what it feels like? Like if I wear shoes that don't have a lot of padding, I notice it quick in my hip and my knees. But if I have padded shoes, good orthopedics, I'm good to go.
It's been so much worse here lately over the last like 2 months, but it's like at this point, every time I lift my right foot off of the ground, I instantly get hip pain. And or every time I put weight on that hip, if I like lift the other foot off the ground and stand on that leg, I get pain as well. So it's catch-22. So
I guess no karate in the basement.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cancel the Taekwondo tournament. Downer, I know.
I know.
I was looking forward to it.
That's what, December? Is that when the Cobra Kai comes out?
I was like, Mike, it's August. It's what?
COVID.
Oh yeah. It's I think it is December 28th.
By the way, I think the Bob Ross thing comes out. Is it tomorrow? I think.
Okay. Oh, the secret lies and deception or whatever.
Mm-hmm. The dark side of the Bob Ross.
Dark side of the fro. The sadder trees.
Those dark side guys. Why is everything so dark?
Well, sometimes you got to see things through dark colored glasses.
Yeah, but like everything. Like the dark side of the wrestling, I get that. It's pretty dark. But then the dark side of the 90s.
Right.
What was the other? Oh, dark side of football.
Dark side of football, yeah.
Yeah, so many dark
because,
sides.
We've all explored the light sides of all these things. How many I Love the 90s specials have there been put out that lovingly, harken back to a simpler time and to nostalgia and to making us, all feel a certain way about, a certain era of time, I love the 90s, and this is like, all right. Touche, 90s lovers.
90s ones?
No, I haven't seen any of them.
I mean, they're good. They're fine. We watch them. But I'm trying to get the dark part.
Well, it's looking at the less... okay, so this is why I like the show Timeline, or the YouTube show series Timeline, because they kind of do both. They look at the good, they look at the bad, and kind of just look at the year in
general. Take you both, and there you have...
The facts of life. Pretty much. But, yes, they look at kind of both sides of it. Whereas you got the I Love the 90s, super nostalgic. Hey, remember Furbies? But there's also David Koresh. There's also Monica Lewinsky. There's also the steroid scandal. There's also, Watergate. There's things that happened that we,
Watergate was the 70s.
I didn't mean Watergate. I meant what's the one? Whitewater. I was trying to think of the one that Clinton was involved in.
Gotcha.
It was Whitewater, not water. Yeah, Whitewater. There's all those things that happened, in the 90s that were the darker side of it. Koresh being the one that comes to mind, the Branch Davidians and Oklahoma City bombing, things like that. That's the darker sides. So
they're not talking about none of that.
Well, yet. You want the series to stand the test of time. Lots of time.
They put one episode talking about grunge music and Nirvana.
Okay.
One episode talking about Baywatch.
Now, okay, was it the dark side of Baywatch?
Is there a light side?
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole top side of Pamela Anderson. For being specific.
I did get confirmation.
No.
Bob Ross tomorrow.
Ah, nice. You had your guy run in?
Yeah, got my Bob Ross guy.
Nice.
It's Andrea.
And Leon's getting larger.
There's a couple more, too. I mean, they're fine. They're not like the wrestling.
That's the thing, though. Wrestling is such the history of 70s, 80s, 90s wrestling is such a tapestry, especially with kayfabe. and with as long as kayfabe was such a steadfast thing. If you look back to the 90s, the curtain call, which is for those who weren't in the know, when Scott Hall and Kevin Nash were about to make the jump from WWF to WCW, they were in a group called The Click. It was those two, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Sean Waltman, who was X-Pac. They were all kind of in a group together. They, hung out, but they were also heels and faces. So at a house show, like the last time that Nash and Hall were going to wrestle, they were wrestling, I want to say Michaels and Triple H. They all hugged in the middle of the ring. It's called the curtain call. Somebody caught it on video. It got released, and it broke kayfabe. It was the first, or like one of the biggest breaks of kayfabe ever. And that sort of wrestlers got punished for it back in the day. You look at the 80s. You never saw trying to think of two just off the top of my head. Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan. You never saw like those two like in the same limo together or hanging out in a bar together. And to this day, some of them still have real heat with each other based off of kayfabe. So there's a lot of hidden behind the curtain in wrestling that can be explored. Whereas the 90s, I feel like we've kind of gutted it for all it's worth with every bit of nostalgia, with rebooting all the series, with the constant nostalgia. I feel like we've mined a lot of content out of the 90s.
Well, this happens every decade. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is something I've learned since I've been watching a lot of daytime television.
A lot of soaps.
Well, a lot of like I've seen parts of the Today Show I haven't seen in years. So much Hoda.
Oh, that's what Hoda looks like.
Yeah. Rachel Ray and Kelly Clarkson. I've seen all.
Oh yeah, I forgot she has a show.
Less of this week now. Now that my wife's back to work,
dude.
None of that will be watched while I have controlled the TV.
Are they still? Is Price is Right still on hiatus?
I don't know. I didn't watch
it.
You
got a few more days to check into this because I'm genuinely curious. I heard it was on hiatus because Drew Carey's dealing with the death of his girlfriend or whatever. But wow. That was the move. I mean, when I was in school, sick days, whatever, snow days, it was you stay in bed until The Price is Right came on, so you could watch The Price is Right. And then you kind of go about your biz. But it was always watching The Price is Right on your sick days, on your days off school. Just that was the thing I did growing up, and most of the kids my age did too. So you got to see if it's back on running syndication.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I've noticed in seeing all these shows is 80s, like for real, is coming back.
80s?
And what I mean by that,
it's like 80s had its time. I mean,
no. Like I watched, Kim had Ellen DeGeneres on for a little bit.
Oof.
And they had a band. I can't remember the name of them. I swear, this band was like the offspring of Duran Duran or something.
I was going to ask, it was kind of had like a Duran Duran sound. Now, I will say that sound is coming back, that kind of like slap reverb sound.
Oh, they dressed like it. They looked like it.
A lot of synthesizer.
Like oh, really? It was the suits with the thin ties, the permy hair, all that mess. They look like a 80s in British Invasion.
I'm genuinely curious. Duran style band Ellen show. Let's see what comes up here. Was it Duran Duran?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, that was 2007. It
was on yesterday. I don't remember the band, but
we'll look into this. We'll dive in because I'm genuinely curious because there's been artists out there like that. Like Greta Van Fleet is the one that comes to mind. Instantly that sounds so much like Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's if at first you don't succeed, copy your idols and maybe good things will happen.
This was just very like that 80s British, invasion,
right.
Cars and Devo, that esque.
We've already mentioned it, but I can't wait till rap makes the turn round back to. I feel like it's got to happen now. Like if regular music is doing what regular music is doing, and I've seen rap kind of take this. Rap's weird now. If you kind of look at raps or rappers nowadays, it went from like look at my car, look at my house. I got all these chicks to, I'm dealing with some serious mental and emotional issues right now, and I just kind of want to be alone. Like it got real like exploratory as of late. So I think that the natural transition is to, get back to that era of, bling bling and beatbox rapping.
All right.
I think we can do it. We can make it happen.
Fat boys.
That's right.
Come on back.
It'll never be whack.
Fat boys are back.
And it'll never be whack. I always want to do that thing too where you cross, with the feet. Cross. Cross. Break out some cardboard. Do that thing where we tap ankles, turn in a circle.
Oh, that's
Kid and play. Heck yeah.
That's Kid and Play.
That's right. House party.
That's not Fat Boys.
That's not Fat Boys. Well,
no Fat Boys were doing that.
I feel like Fat Boys were in House Party. I don't know. Maybe it might have just been some Fat Boys.
I don't remember.
I'm not sure, but
I don't remember. I don't think so. They were in their own little world of disorderlies and all that.
Did you hear the just real quick, and then we can move on? But they already had to let go of the host of Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Already.
They dug up some comedy he did that was inappropriate back like 10 years ago.
So if you guys ever want to make it like in Hollywood or as a famous person, just go back in time and never do anything ever. Just sit in a room and eat saltine crackers for 35 years and then just walk out and maybe you'll be famous, and get to keep your career. LeVar Burton, though. I want to see LeVar Burton as the host, like all time.
Well, that's just it. This guy had no chance because everyone wants LeVar. And
Mayim Bialik.
This guy ain't LeVar.
I mean, it was.
Well, she's like the
special host.
Yeah, when they do Jeopardy specials, she's the host.
Well,
by the way, I noticed Mayim Bialik, the actress, no glasses.
No.
Mayim Bialik, Jeopardy host, glasses. Does it to look smarter? I mean, we all know she's a rocket scientist.
Although,
they tell us or neurobiologist.
I think that maybe she wears them like. I think she has corrective lenses. She probably has contacts in certain roles. Because didn't she wear glasses on Big Bang?
Big Bang, she did.
Yeah,
she did.
So I'm pretty sure she wears glasses in real life. She probably just has contacts in some form or fashion.
I just noticed Jeopardy host, glasses.
Huh? This was Mike Brown or whatever his face was he doing glasses?
Oh, the guy that got fired?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. See, that's why I got fired.
Exactly.
Never would have dug up your past if you would have just put the glasses on, buddy.
That's right.
Next time you have to adhere.
Well, he's filling the shoes of Alex Trebek.
Yeah.
And everyone wanted LeVar Burton. And I almost said Lance Burton. I was like, no, different Burton. And speaking of Lance Burton, I wonder what he's up to.
Magician, right?
He's still, the magician.
Yeah, it's been years since I even thought of his name. That's why I wasn't sure.
He's like David Copperfield Jr.
Well, Copperfield was we're way off the rails on this one, but Copperfield was big in the 90s, like when I was a kid, because he put out that series of specials. And here's the thing. It's the first time I've ever seen magic specials that had continuity. Because in the first one that he put out, it was I remember they were all done by Clorox. That was the big presenting sponsor. I don't know why I remember that detail. But in the first one, he took flight. He was able to just fly. And in the next one, he flew into the studio, through the window in the studio. And that blew my mind as a kid. That and the other thing, and if you're of my age, maybe you remember this, the David Copperfield specials, they would always cut to commercial with these interactive games. And now granted, it's simple things that if you do it the right way, you're always going to land on the same square. So it's not really psychic, but it would, it would always put your finger on the screen over the one that you think it is and then, move you out it. But it blew my mind as a kid because I'm like, this guy's reading my mind through the TV screen.
Yeah, I remember those.
I will certainly consider buying Clorox.
I think I remember the one where he made the
Statue of Liberty disappear. Yeah.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
That was an early one too. That was I want to say 93, 94 maybe.
That's the one that sticks out in my head the most. But I didn't watch a lot of those for some reason. I think I was in the military, so I didn't see TV a lot when I was in the military.
You know, you think magicians could make a lot more money instead of doing magic shows, could make a lot more money at cleanup for debris at blast sites. I mean, if you could just make large swaths of things disappear, you really should put those skills to use elsewhere.
Exactly.
I feel like labor is really the place for you.
It's like that movie Envy with Jack Black and Ben Stiller.
Oh my God! Yes, the poopery, right?
Pooh Be Gone.
A Pooh Be Gone. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Right. I forgot about that movie.
It's actually a good movie. It's actually a good movie. People can sleep on that movie. It's a good movie.
It's one of those. It's like, when one comic makes him, is like the headliner in a movie, it tends to sell. When you got the two, then it's that weird comic buddy movie, and you feel like it's probably gonna be lower class.
This is the out there Jack Black era. Some of it's little out
What's
there.
around the time of what, like Saving Silverman? I want to say mid 90s, mid late 90s.
A little later than that. Okay. Yeah, later than Silverman. He was more mature by then.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There are only a few
Nacho Libre.
Okay, there we go. There's only a few scant details I remember from Saving Silverman. It's that they were in a that's
one where they were kidnapping the girl.
Yeah,
and Arlie Ermey's in it.
Yep, and the girl Judith, and to be a bong for the lady. And what was the gosh darn it? What was the cover band they were in? Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond. Yeah,
it was a Neil Diamond.
that was like the best angle. And turns out they actually are, I think it was one of the guys from the movies actually in a Neil Diamond cover band. I
feel it's Jason Biggs.
I think it is. Yeah, he kept that alive, and they still do like Neil Diamond cover songs to this day. What time is it? Ooh, I should go do a break on the other station.
Oh, so I haven't done a rundown or anything. Let me do that.
Yeah, go ahead and do you.
Let me do all that. Yeah. Here's what we have on tap for today's show. This hour, you get more of this. We'll chit chat some more here. Next hour, about 8:15 or so, we're going to have State Representative Greg Nybert and I believe State Representative Candy Spence-Ezell join us as well. They're going to be in studio. Going to be talking about a rally they're going to be having on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn here at 10 a.m. press conference and everything. Mm-hmm. Basically, not in support of the mandating and the vaccinations and all this. And, of course, what's going on with mandating healthcare workers getting vaccines and all that. So that's what we'll be talking about.
Not okay with mandating.
I can't.
I got something to. Nope.
I got
a story, but I want to keep my job, so I'm not going to tell it.
Well, it was on during the national news last night, and the guy, the news anchor, the way he kept saying mandating, sounded like he kept saying man dating, and he kept saying if he said vaccine mandating one more time, I was going to get upset.
Was it you that pointed out? What was it last week? One shot Johnson and Johnson.
That's right.
I can't not hear that now. You're mating you Johnson.
It's like Moderna, Pfizer, and one shot Johnson and Johnson.
Got that one shot Johnson for that long COVID.
And the 9 o'clock.
Yes.
What we're going to do on the 9, we're going to play our interview. We had Under Sheriff Charles Easlist and also Lee from American Legion Post 61. Mm-hmm. Today is the Legacy Run.
Yes.
They're going to be coming through town, a plethora of motorcycles.
Yeah, just one plural. Guy. Come on in, Terry. Thank you for your service.
It's a bike rally. Actually, it's 1,000 people.
Yeah.
One bike.
Yeah, you're right. Their balance is impeccable.
That's right. They got clown car got nothing on these guys. But,
and they're
going to be coming through.
They're all vets too, so I mean you can imagine.
They're used to working as a team.
That's right.
That's right. So, but anyway, the Legacy Run's happening today.
Yes.
So we're going to play the interview, give everybody the last minute information, including meetup location where they're going to meet up with the bikes outside of town and coming in, all of that. So we'll play that for you about 9:15 or so.
Absolutely.
Plus, we'll have all of your hourly features, including your news of local and national variety, the livestock report, recap with Smiley Wooten here in just a minute, and whatever else we can come up with for today's show.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Did you know that at Big O Tires, they value the communities that they are involved in? They value Roswell, they value Carlsbad, they value whatever community that Big O Tires happens to call home. And they have since day one. In fact, they're locally owned and operated, and they love operating in the communities and offering those communities a great deal. Do you know all that?
I did.
I wasn't sure if you did or not. He's like rushing back.
did.
I'm like, gosh, darn it, Sean, I was trying to take a break.
Well, I was pausing for a water sip,
Oh.
so I turned the mic down.
I thought you were doing a Mark Levin style pause for effect. Well, from August 23rd through September 19th, you can get up to $70 in a reward card on select Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. So if you're looking to upgrade your tires, and I am right now, this is a great chance for you to do all four and save big money. Because when you do all four, and you can, you're going to have all those tires be reliable, and they're probably going to, go out at the same time later, so you're not having to deal with one tire at a time. That's not valid with
upgrade 3.
What's that?
You should never just upgrade 3.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to do because you're putting a lot of pressure on that one.
Plus, if you have OCD or anything like that, that's going to mess with your head all day.
Oh yeah, with the rotation and all that, it really will mess with you. They always say all four at the same time, but I've traditionally only done one at a time just because I'm broke like that. But yeah, if you can,
I get that.
Go all four. That's why Big O Tires is here, because they want to save you some money and help you out with that.
Affordable.
That's right. Now, it's not valid with other offers. Disposal fees are extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price, not to exceed $35 where permitted. Void where prohibited. Additional retailer offer advertised within is independent from the manufacturer's offer. See store for details. Not all stores offer the same discounts.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
Indeed.
All right, 7:32. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Should be sunny and hot today with highs in the mid-90s. Can't rule out a few isolated afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Overnight will be fair, down to the upper 60s, and then we're in the mid-90s again tomorrow, and it stays sunny. Clear for Wednesday night, and then we'll wrap up the week Thursday and Friday with afternoon highs both days in the low 90s, and will stay mostly sunny. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 68 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73% with southwest winds at 5 miles per hour. For today, mostly sunny. Highs right around the century mark. 99 is what they're saying, with south winds 5 to 10. Partly cloudy tonight with an overnight low of 68. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Wednesday, little bit cooler, just a smidge. Sunny, 96 tomorrow. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 68. South winds 10 to 15, decreasing 5 to 10 after midnight. Thursday, sunny and 94. South winds 5 to 10 for the AM, 10 to 15 for the afternoon. Thursday night, mostly clear, overnight low of 68. Friday, little bit cooler, sunny, 93. And then the weekend, low 90s, mostly sunny, 92 on Saturday, mostly sunny, 91 on Sunday. They're saying 20% chances of rain Sunday night and into Monday of next week with highs right around 90 once again. So warm the next day or two, but gradually cooling down as the week progresses. All right, it is 7:34. Let's go ahead and take a 4-minute commercial break, and then we'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 738 head of cattle sold on Monday on a steady to higher market with excellent buyer attendance compared to last week. Stocker calves sold 3 to 5 higher. Feeder cattle steady to 2 higher. Packer cows and bulls steady $2 higher. 3 to 400 pound steers 202, 228. 3 to 400 pound heifers 165, 170. 4 to 500 pound steers 191, 202. 4 to 500 pound heifers 156, 165. 5 to 600 pound steers 170, 191. 5 to 600 pound heifers 142, 156. 6 700 pound steers 149, 170. 6 700 pound heifers 130, 142. 7 to 800 pound steers 135, 149. 7 800-pound heifers not well tested this week. Packer cows 70 to 76. Canner and cutter cows 62 to 65.50. Packer bulls 90 to 97. Feeder bulls 74 to 76. Top half the cow calf pairs $1,300 to $1,700 per pair. Top half the bred cows $1,000 to $1,400 per head. Remember, this is prices. This is the top of the market, and prices range down from this according to quality, condition, and feel. We do appreciate the business. Talk to you next Monday morning. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical. Name to remember.
At Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium, we honor and pay tribute to the achievements of your loved one by celebrating the life you shared together. Anderson Bethany Funeral Home and Crematorium is compassionate and cares about our local community and the families we serve here in southeastern New Mexico. Locally owned and operated, we will be here to help you decide how to celebrate the bond you've shared and pay tribute to the unique individual you've lost. Visit us at 2609 South Main in Roswell or call 622-5888.
College football is back on the High Plains. You don't want to miss out on your Eastern New Mexico University Greyhounds' return to the gridiron as they welcome 6 home opponents this fall. The home schedule features the Wagon Wheel rivalry game versus West Texas A&M, our annual homecoming game, and the home opener on September 2nd versus Central Washington. Season tickets are now available for as low as $25 per person. Call 575-562-2153 or visit goeasternathletics.com for more information. ENMU Greyhound football all in.
The massive vehicle blowout is on now at Roswell Nissan with truckloads of vehicles, virtually every make and model to choose from at liquidation prices. Get a 2018 Altima for just $189 a month, a 2016 Versa for just $149 a month, or an 08 Pathfinder for just $99 a month. Get a 12-pack just for stopping by, a Bluetooth speaker with a qualified test drive, and a Target gift card with purchase. And bring your mailer to play Lucky Lotto to win cold, hard cash. Sizzling savings during the massive vehicle blowout on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2021.
Prescott in the gun, they blitz.
Only heard here.
Deep ball by Prescott, man, all alone at the goal line. CeeDee Lamb.
All season.
43 yards, a touchdown, and a touchdown dance. Sunday afternoon, it's your Cowboys and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Live from AT&T Stadium on this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pre-game at 10 a.m., kickoff at 11 on 92.9 The Brand. Brought to you by Brewer Grill.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 38 minutes after 7 o'clock. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I am Mike Winters. This is me. I'm not in studio. I'm still at Casa de Mi.
Through the magic of the, I was going to say Memorex. Doesn't really work. It's through the magic of
Memorex?
Wireless broadcast technology. The magic of the Marty, I guess. Even though we don't really use one of those
magic. Anymore. No, it's the internets.
Yep.
All through the internet.
Gotta love them internets. You know, it's so funny to think about the history of remote broadcast, like how... Let's talk about the history of remote broadcast for a second, Michael. No, I just mean like our own personal history of like doing remotes. And I know that you remember board opping for me, or was it, I don't know if it was you, it might have been somebody else, when I was in the corn maze.
Oh, that was me.
That was you. Yeah, that's what I thought. That was over at the mix. Yeah. When they basically just put me at the beginning of a corn maze and handed me a cell phone and said, just check in with us every now and again. We'll keep tabs on you.
Yeah. It was during the morning show.
Yep.
Yeah, I was at the studio doing the morning show, and you were at the corn maze there, and there was one point where you were just like, I'm in the middle, lost here.
I think I thought I was in the middle. I wasn't sure. It just that's the thing, is you're just staring at rows of corn. There's really no other way to describe it.
Yeah.
But
you were getting a little flustered, I think, if I remember right.
That's the problem. I don't like not knowing where I'm at. I don't like, because I get very disoriented, like very easily. I'm not sure which way. I'm that guy that will walk in a circle thinking I'm like, oh, I've gone 17 miles. You've literally, I just passed that tree. Yeah, I'm that guy.
You need a compass.
I do. I really, really do. I used to be better at orienteering, but it's been years since my scouting days, so.
Yeah. So I haven't done that stuff in a while either, but yeah, I could orient.
I feel like
learn it.
I feel like that the situation I find myself in now is gonna basically offer itself up to more experiences like that. Yeah. Like I feel like I'm gonna have more chances to kind of go out taking hikes and camping and stuff like that.
Have your kids joined scouting?
Right. Well, yeah, maybe Hunter. I don't know if Rhiannon would be too good in scouts.
I think they both could do it.
I know Hunter could kill it. I just feel like it would be a tough sell for Rhiannon. But yeah, no, I think that that opportunity could present itself very soon.
Nice.
James Townsend's supposed to be here for you. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know
either. I don't know if that. Tell him I don't know.
We don't know. I think he just walked out. So
I was reading that as you were telling your story there.
So they have the whole series of Reno 911 on HBO Max. I only recently just discovered that.
How many seasons there?
Huh?
How many seasons?
6.
6
of the original Reno 911. Yeah.
Okay.
Which they're in the process of making a new movie. That's actually what sparked it in my head. Yeah, it's coming to Paramount Plus, I think, for the movie. But I was watching the baptism episode yesterday, the one where Clemmy goes to the church with what's her face, and I just instantly started thinking of the rap version of "Go Tell It on the Mountain." Go tell it, hey, go tell it on the mountain. Word. I don't know why that popped in my head, but parodies of Christian songs like that. I've seen a lot of that lately. I think that there's a big business a booming with Christian parody. We need to explore. Okay. I know it's out of the blue thought, but it popped into my head.
All right.
Well, you try making conversation, Michael.
I'm out of touch with music. And I've been that for a long time. But I have no idea. When I saw the Duran Duran wannabes yesterday,
I'm
I was
excited
blown
about
away
that.
By that. Yeah. I don't remember the name of the band.
I think this presents itself, plenty of opportunities for new or for old music to kind of make a resurgence.
And then I remember watching it was on Kelly Clarkson show.
Oof.
She had what was his name? Oh, some kind of hip hop thing, but it was reminiscent of like 90s, almost that Limp Bizkit, but not as hokey.
Like rap rock?
Yeah. It was a guy who was doing kind of the rough hip hop rap, but there was like a drummer and a guitarist and a bass player, and they were playing rock style riffs.
This was yesterday?
His rap. Yeah, it was on Kelly Clarkson. I think it's a rerun because of the it's the beginning of the summer episodes, because they were promoting what's her name? Maybe Polar was on there promoting that show she does with Nick Offerman, where they make stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah, making it.
Yeah, they were promoting that.
Let's see. Okay, so this would be yesterday. Brian Wilson. No, Masked Wolf.
Masked Wolf. That's it.
Masked Wolf. Okay, I've never heard of him.
Yeah,
I'm assuming just a dude.
Well, there was a band. There was a drummer.
Astronaut in the Ocean is the first thing that came up. So I'm here goes.
Well, that.
Nope.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not gonna risk that. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm not gonna risk trying to play a rap song.
Yeah, that's the song. Well, they played on Ellen.
Yeah, I'm sure they played a drummed down version of it.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Let's talk about how the song "Let's Get It Started" in here came out originally.
But it had a very that rock meets rap.
That's kind of the style now. That real slappy kind of like 808s, real slow, real like I was saying earlier, kind of that like inward looking like retrospect or like introspective style of like rap now.
Yeah,
it's a lot more.
I was just glad to see a band that had guitars that wasn't in their 50s. You know? There's
I'm going to say like a year ago, a band called Highly Suspect put out a song called 16, I think it was. Yeah, it took me 16 years to find you, 1 minute to hold you, 7 minutes to love you, and 1 second to lose you. Anyways, it hit the Billboard, the number one spot in the Billboard Hot 100, and it's the only song in history that ever did that without a guitar in it.
Sorry, I'm yelling at my cat. Bella, get down. Dang it.
Or it's
I gotta get the cat. Hold on. Finish your story. I
the
gotta
only
knock a
song
cat
in
off
the
a counter.
Billboard Airplay 100, I believe it was, that active rock charts on the Billboard Airplay 100 that went to number one without an electric guitar in it. It's never been done before, and it hadn't been done since. They pulled it off.
All right, sorry about
16
that.
Band's called Highly Suspect. So just kind of one of those cool things. Bands can make it to the top spot of a certain genre of music. All you got to do is do a weird thing in that genre. Put out a song with just nothing but accordion music.
Or put a KFC bucket on your head.
Yeah, I'm telling you. All you need is a gimmick. Look at Marshmallow.
Right.
He is just a giant marshmallow. And he gets to enjoy his freedom and yet get paid millions of dollars to do the DJ circuit.
Yeah. So, the cat, man. Oh, I hate when she does that. She knows. She jumped up on the kitchen counter, and she knows that's a no-no area. Knows. And she went up there, and I'm yelling at her from across the kitchen. And I can't get up because I got headphones and everything, and she knows this. And she's just, meow, she getting down, trying to hide more behind the fridge, like I can't see her. And she knew, and I didn't have my water bottle. So she waited till I said, hold on a second. And as soon as I started to stand up, she gets down. She knows better.
Oh, no. They so do. They're going to push it to the limit.
And then she comes over like, I'm cute, pet me.
You love me.
Like, okay,
you know you love me. I am losing an ever increasing battle for sleep in my home because my bed is being slowly taken over by creatures. My son, here's the thing. My son he won't sleep in his own bed anymore, or hadn't for a while. So he will roll over and fill in my negative space. What I mean by that is when I roll on my side, he'll roll over into my back area, and basically so I'm trapped. On the other side of me is my cat, and I don't know what it is about 3 a.m. and my cat, he has got the wettest, coldest nose on the face of the earth, and he wants to put it everywhere on me. So it's cold nose over here, kid over here. I literally own 7% of my bed's real estate.
I just had this image of you in the middle and you spooning the cat and your kid spooning you.
You know what? You're not that far off, dude. Literally, I have to force my cat to the foot of my bed so that he, will stay down there. But and then of course at 3:30 in the morning, as soon as I start to kind of jostle a bit, he goes, "Oh, it's time to eat, isn't it? Now I have to annoy the crap out of you until you get up and feed me."
Yeah,
I will wake your son up.
It's 4 a.m. Time for me to sing the song of my people.
Dude, no joke. I didn't even know that this was the thing. It's I hadn't fed my cats yet. And my daughter has this, you know what a wheelie scooter is? It's just like a board with just 4 wheels on the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's got 2 handles on it. So she's got one of those. And we've got a rope attached to it because we'll pull around on it. Literally, my small cat, the kitten, at 4:30 in the morning, because I hadn't fed them yet, I get him skittering down my hallway, dragging that scooter behind him. It was the loudest thing possible at 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, stop it. They're literally, I will wake your son up. We're going to do it. She better feed us. They know what they're doing. They're not dumb creatures.
Man. All right, we probably should play some news.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah, let's pause for a news update, town hall business update, and a quick break as well. We'll be back. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. We have a developing story out of Roswell today. RPD responding to the report of a shooting Monday afternoon in the 300 block of South Beach Street. Once there, the officers discovered a man who had been shot at least once. Paramedics arrived and began treating the unnamed victim, eventually taking him to an area hospital. Detectives spent the next several hours at the scene investigating, but no other details about the shooting are known at this time. Cannabis provider Ultra Health says it's completed the buy of a former bakery and adjacent land in southern New Mexico that will open the way for a large-scale marijuana growing and manufacturing campus. The property purchase in Alamogordo takes place as New Mexico prepares for the start of recreational marijuana sales by April of next year. Regulators are putting the finishing touches on the licensing process for an array of marijuana businesses. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
We now know why Apple will soon begin scanning for child porn in all photos stored in iCloud, all texts and all emails sent from iPhones. I'm Kim Commando with a shocking reason, brought to you by T-Mobile. Their advanced network now goes farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. Child porn is so prevalent that Apple's anti-fraud chief, Eric Friedman, stated that Apple is the world's biggest platform for distributing child porn. The website 9to5Mac reports that not only did Apple admit this, but also admitted that Facebook, with all its faults, does a better job at detecting and deleting child porn than Apple does. 9to5's Ben Lovejoy then raises an important question, which I agree. How could Apple have known the lousy job it's doing with child porn if it wasn't already scanning iCloud accounts? Know that iCloud photo storage is set to be on by default on all new iPhones. This could and should have legal ramifications. What exactly does Apple know, and when did it know it? Get breaking tech news at Commando.com. If you haven't tried Super Beets Heart Chews, you're missing out. You get all the fabulous healthy heart benefits of eating beets without the hassle of juicing. Let me tell you, I used to make beet juice and it was a ton of work. Now I just eat 2 Super Beets Heart Chews a day. Super Beets Heart Chews combine non-GMO beets with a powerful new ingredient, grapeseed extract. The grapeseed extract used in Super Beets Chews has been clinically shown to be 2 times as effective at supporting normal blood pressure as a healthy lifestyle alone. And better blood pressure means more energy, the way nature intended, without the jittery caffeine or stimulants. Just 2 delicious chews a day is all you need. I exercise every single day, and having enough energy and stamina is important. Do what I did and support your heart health with delicious Super Beets Chews. Get your Super Beets Chews today at kimsbeets.com. And when you buy 2 bags, they'll throw in the 3rd one for free. That's kimsbeets.com, kimsbeets.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Should be sunny and hot today with highs in the mid-90s. Can't rule out a few isolated afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Overnight will be fair, down to the upper 60s, and then we're in the mid-90s again tomorrow, and it stays sunny. Clear for Wednesday night, and then we'll wrap up the week Thursday and Friday with afternoon highs both days in the low 90s, and will stay mostly sunny. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer is proposing spending about $1 billion in federal pandemic rescue funding to help boost the business climate, redevelop polluted sites, and take steps such as accelerating the development of electric vehicle charging infrastructure. Many train drivers with Germany's national railway walked off the job on Monday as their union embarked on its second 2-day strike this month in a bitter dispute with the company. The union's demands include a 3.2% salary increase and a one-time coronavirus bonus of €600 or $700. On Wall Street, the Dow up 215 points to 35,335. The Nasdaq gained 228 to 14,942, and the S&P 500 up 37 points to 4,479. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Celebrate heroes during Roswell Ford's first annual 9/11 Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 11th from 10 to noon at Roswell Ford. Register now at roswellford.com to enter in the car show. Entry is $20 with all proceeds going to benefit local charities. You must have your vehicle set up at Roswell Ford by 8 a.m. on September 11th with your vehicle on display until 1 p.m. Trophies will be awarded to all first-place vehicle finishers in all categories, plus a $1,000 cash prize for the best overall finisher. Deadline to enter is September 6th. Do you know someone who makes a difference at home, at work or school, or in the community? Nominate them for the first ever Hometown Hero Award. Complete and submit your nomination form at roswellford.com. You can nominate anyone to be a hometown hero. One Roswell Ford hometown hero will be selected and honored during the event. Register now for the first annual Roswell Ford Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September the 11th. This event sponsored by LGS Guns & Ammo, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, CRM Discount Awards and Sports, and National Furniture Liquidators.
The High Caliber Summer Sale is on now at LGS Guns & Ammo. Now through Labor Day weekend, save big on guns, ammo, and everything you need. From brands like Glock, Ruger, Springfield, Smith & Wesson, Mossberg, and more. Plus, massive savings on ammo, targets, magazines, optics, and knives, and a great selection of Springfield St. Edge rifles. The High Caliber Summer Sale on now at LGS Guns & Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammunition in Hobbs or Roswell, and at lgsguns.com.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2668.
The massive vehicle elimination event is on now at Roswell Honda. A huge roundup of clean, quality pre-owned vehicles marked way down to clear the lot. They need the space, so you get the savings. Like a 2014 Grand Caravan for just $169 a month, a 2010 Honda Pilot for just $159 a month, or a 2014 Chevy Cruze for just $139 a month. And with $2,000 of payment assistance, now is the best time ever to buy. Get a 12-pack for stopping by, a smartwatch with qualified test drive, and Monopoly with every purchase. The massive vehicle elimination event on now at Roswell Honda. 2177 West 2nd. Red Dirt Black Gold returns to downtown Artesia Saturday, August 28th. An all-day block party celebrating tradition, heritage, and a whole lot of fun. Featuring co-headliners Bart Crow and Reckless Kelly.
7 nights in Ireland.
Thanks to presenting sponsor ConocoPhillips for making all this possible. Get more info at reddirtblackgold.com. Red Dirt Black Gold 2021. Saturday, August 28th in downtown Artesia. Presented by ConocoPhillips. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 7:58. Stay tuned next hour, about 8:15 or so. We're going to be joined here in studio by some of our state representatives. I think it could be as many as 4, I think. We're going to have State Representative Greg Nybert for sure. I believe State Representative Candy Spence-Ezell will be joining. Also, I think might be State Senator David Gallegos and also House Minority Leader Jim Townsend may also join us as well. It could be any 4 of those individuals or all 4 or some combination thereof, I believe. But they're going to join us next hour. We're going to talk about the Raleigh press conference event they're going to be having on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn this morning at 10 a.m. And this is dealing with the vaccine mandates for healthcare workers, all this stuff, and just basically disagreeing with the way the state is handling the current COVID situation as far as vaccine mandates and all that going. So we'll talk about that with our representatives next hour. Of course, if you miss any part of our show, you can always go back and check it out at your leisure. KSVPTV.com into the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. find it all there. So if you can't be around for the interview next hour, it will be there. But if you can, stay tuned. That's what we'll have. And then, of course, we're going to replay our interview with Charles Eastlist and American Legion Post 61 in the 9 o'clock hour, talking about their legacy run, which is happening later today. Don't want to miss that either.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The U.S. military hitting its stride as it continues evacuating Americans and friendly Afghans from Taliban-controlled Afghanistan.
With the August 31st deadline for the complete withdrawal of U.S. troops from Afghanistan 1 week away, the frenzied evacuation of U.S. citizens and Afghan allies continues. Monday marked the busiest day of the evacuation effort.
More than 10,000 evacuees moved.
Army General Stephen Lyons heads U.S. Transportation Command.
I'm very, very confident that we'll sustain that effort and improve that effort, to be honest with you. My commitment is to ensure that airlift is never the constraint in this operation.
U.S. officials say a military helicopter was used to pick up 16 American citizens Monday and ferry them to Kabul airport. Mike Gracia, Washington.
Concern over what's described as an anomalous health incident in Hanoi, delaying for several hours Vice President Harris's trip to Vietnam. Earlier in Singapore, she accused China of coercion and intimidation of its neighbors while making claims to the vast majority of the South China Sea.
Beijing's actions continue to undermine the rules-based order and threaten the sovereignty of nations. The United States stands with our allies and partners in the face of these threats.
People across the waterlogged Northeast clearing away a lot of mud and debris after flash flooding unleashed by Tropical Storm Henri. To the south, Tennessee was hard hit. Waverly, Tennessee resident Anna Mays saying she was rescued from her flooded home just in the nick of time.
I'm panicky and, I never in my life seen that much water. I seen it on TV and I thought I was gone. I was screaming and hollering for help.
Wall Street, the Dow is up 76 points and NASDAQ ahead 47. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Let's be boring and do a commercial about cash-out refinances. It's Ryan, and our mortgage team will often have a listener say, I think I understand what a cash-out refinance is, but can't that be bad for you sometimes? So let's hit on that. As with anything, it's certainly not the right move for everyone. If we don't have to, we don't want to add a bunch of years onto our loan, or increase our monthly payment too much, or pay more in the long run. But because home values have skyrocketed so far up the last few years, while rates have come so far down, we've seen many scenarios where listeners today can pull out a significant chunk of money from the new value in their home, while lowering the years on the overall loan, while lowering their monthly payment, and lowering how much they ultimately pay. The key is to just look at the whole picture and be honest with yourself about your situation. If you're looking for someone to show you your options, we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
The German economy grew by 1.6% April through June compared with the previous quarter, a slightly better showing than initially reported. The gain followed a decline of 2% in the first quarter. That, according to Germany's Federal Statistical Office. Germany boasts Europe's largest economy. The Paralympics have opened in Tokyo, occupying the same empty national stadium during the same pandemic as the opening and closing ceremonies of the recently completed Olympics. The Japanese emperor got it all started once again, this time under the theme, We Have Wings. Among the few on hand were Douglas Emhoff, the husband of Vice President Kamala Harris, International Paralympic Committee President Andrew Parsons, and International Olympic President Thomas Bach. It was a circus-like opening, acrobats, clowns, and a lot of vibrant music and dancers. News and analysis, townhall.com. Democrat Kathy Hochul, New York's lieutenant governor, has been sworn in as governor, succeeding Andrew Cuomo.
Hochul, who said she didn't work closely with Cuomo and wasn't aware of the harassment allegations before they became public, has vowed no one will ever call her workplace toxic. She plans to keep on Cuomo-era employees for 45 days to allow her time to interview new hires, but said she will not keep anyone found to have behaved unethically. At least 35 employees in the governor's office have left since February, according to staff rosters. Hochul will need to quickly build her own team of advisors who can help steer the administration for at least the next 16 months. And she has already said she plans to run for a full 4-year term in 2022. Julie Walker, New York.
Wall Street adding to yesterday's gains. Stocks in positive territory so far this morning, with the Dow up 63 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2
of the deuce
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah.
Welcome to it. Hope you're having a delightful day so far.
Monday's slightly hotter younger sister.
Yeah, it's and actually hotter.
Yeah.
Physically
hotter.
Our temp's supposed to be like a high, like 100 today.
I know. Dang it. It's like summer's last hurrah almost. I stopped myself short of making this post because I feel like it would just been too hokey, but I did end up sending it as a message to my friend. I said, I was going through my closet this morning, looking at all my options and realizing the temps are starting to go down. The days are getting shorter. We're getting closer to hashtag long sleeve t-shirt season.
I've been living in long sleeve t-shirts for the last week.
I love a good long sleeve t-shirt. It's literally my favorite style of shirt, and I have this great collection of long sleeve tees that I ended up getting from Walmart over the course of the last couple of years, where like my friend and I have the exact same ones, and we end up almost, accidentally wearing the same one on day. We have to like check, beforehand to coordinate, make sure we don't sync up or whatever. But it's such a comfortable style of shirt. I feel like it's a more baggy style of shirt. Plus the time of year that ushers in long sleeve t-shirt season is just more enjoyable. The temps are down, leaves are starting to change. I love late summer, early fall is like my prime time. Love it.
All I heard when you did all that was, I hope my friend and I don't clash from our Walmart long sleeve t-shirt collection.
Hey. When you live a life as simple as mine, you take the joy that you can out of what you can, all right? And that's a simple joy in my life is a good long sleeve t-shirt that was $4.97 from Walmart. I love that. I could build my entire collection for like $30.
Is that LTS from the Walmart collection? Well, yes, it was. 2018.
That's right.
Summer.
It's vintage. Well, okay, Michael. Not all of us buy our clothes fancy from the catalogs, all right?
I don't know either.
Some of us have to buy our clothes off the rack in a department store.
If you saw my closet, you see what I wear every day.
I do.
So many nondescript V-neck t-shirts and
you know what? You'll see it. And I'm surprised you haven't noticed beforehand. I've talked about long sleeve t-shirt season, but you'll see it as this year progresses. You're going to see that every day I'm going to show up in a slightly altered long sleeve tee. It's like maybe the middle is green, the sleeves are gray. Maybe the middle's gray and the sleeves are green. I can go either way. Some of them are just all one solid color.
Again, All I heard was, I'm going to change my shirt every day.
Look, it's an exciting time for me, all right? Can't you just be excited for me?
I'm happy.
Can't you just be happy for me, Mike?
You wear your different shirt.
That's right. Finding my joy in the little things. We've got a full house.
I heard.
Yeah, it's looking bloated out there.
We have a large percentage of our New Mexico legislature here today. That's good.
Yes, indeed.
From my understanding, in studio, will be joining us here in just a little bit. We'll have State Senator David Gallegos. On the House side, we'll have Minority Leader Jim Townsend, and also Representatives Greg Nybert and Candy Spence-Ezell.
There you go.
And they'll join us here. We're going to talk a little bit about the event, the press conference rally event happening at the Chavez County Courthouse lawn this morning, 10 o'clock. And, of course, we'll talk what they're protesting about, of course. And obviously, we're going to be talking about these vaccine mandates and some of this stuff that's going around and what we feel about.
Yep. Gonna run it down.
All right, so Sean's going to be working what I've been told is the magic finger.
The magic fingers, that's right. Not just finger, magic fingers. You should have seen it yesterday,
there's multiple fingers.
Oh yeah, it was like I was a concert pianist yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for you to make a joke there. I had to cover 1, 3, 4, and 5. Today, I've got to run the spread. So it should be a little easier because I could just put a finger on each of the buttons and then just, it's basically like chopsticks at that point.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right. Well, Sean will keep it in case they can't hear what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He'll translate.
That's right.
We'll get it figured out.
Just let's none of us talk over each other, and we should get through this just fine.
That's right.
I'll move Big Flat Mike, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah. Tell them, hey, if they can get him a job, I'm like an intern.
That right?
That'd be great.
He could be a page.
We could be Roundhouse intern, BFM.
He could be a page. He's about as thin as one. Hashtag dad jokes.
He's certainly going to be a runner.
Hey. Well done. The aerodynamics of it all. Hey, the screen's all the way over there. Do I have a read?
You do.
Okay.
The Calico Cow.
Thanks, sir. If you'll go ahead and entertain us for just a moment with the weather.
Yeah,
and
recognized. You know what? Let's do that. Let's do the weather real quick, and then when we come back, I'll recap weather, and Sean will tell us why you need to go to the Calico Cow, other than the fact it's awesome. So, quick weather. We'll be back.
Your weather forecast is brought to you by Do Right Roofing. For a free estimate, give Do Right Roofing a call today. 623-2273. That's 623-2273.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Should be sunny and hot today with highs in the mid-90s. Can't rule out a few isolated afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Overnight will be fair, down to the upper 60s, and then we're in the mid-90s again tomorrow, and it stays sunny. Clear for Wednesday night, and then we'll wrap up the week Thursday and Friday with afternoon highs both days in the low 90s, and we'll stay mostly sunny. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 57%. Winds are out of the west at 3 miles per hour. Going to be a hot one today. Highs near the century mark, 99 officially, under mostly sunny skies. Sunny, south winds 5 to 10. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low of 68. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you Wednesday, a little bit cooler, not a lot though. Sunny, 96 for a high tomorrow. South winds 5 to 15. Mostly clear, overnight low of 68 tomorrow night. Thursday, a little bit cooler. Just it gradually drops as the week progresses. Sunny and 94 on Thursday. South winds 5 to 10 for the morning, 10 to 15 for the afternoon. Friday, sunny, high of 93. And then for your weekend, sunny and 92 on Saturday. Sunny and 91 Sunday. Some rain chances, 20% enter the forecast Sunday night and into Monday. But we'll see how that shapes up as we get closer to next week.
You know what I hate, Mike? What I absolutely hate
What do you hate?
well, okay, so like when when you get to the end of your supply of long sleeve t-shirts and you realize,
yes,
I've worn all my designs. I've burned through all 16 of my long sleeve tees. I need some new designs. Well, have you ever considered making your own?
I know people that can, and are very awesome at it. I am not one of those people.
I never have been either. I have a friend who actually will make her own bell-bottom pants, or at least she did in high school. I think she still sort of does. She'll actually just put fabric in between the cuts of a regular pair of jeans and make bell-bottoms out of them. Just saying, there's lots of cool things you could do if you had access to a Brothers sewing machine. The Calico Cow is your destination for the brand new line of Brothers sewing machines. They've got a full line of machines that can do all sorts of things. These ain't your grandma's sewing machines, unless, of course, you got a cool grandma. These are...
Not your brother's either.
That's right. It's your Uncle Tony's, actually. We had to borrow it and kind of like copy it. But they've got them waiting for you over at the Calico Cow. You can actually shop online at roswellquilting.com, then head on in and pick up your order. Or just move on over to the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop right here in downtown Roswell, because it's the late summer, early fall time season. They're stocked up with beautiful fall time fabrics, lots of floral prints, lots of post-summertime prints. If you want to get some stuff maybe for next summertime season, you can get it started now. Come on over, move on into the Calico Cow Fabric and Gift Shop in downtown Roswell. If you want to know how, come see the cow.
Yeah, you can still make, it's going to be like summer warm till like October. So you can make your summer things now and still wear them this time and just hope you don't, eat a lot in the winter.
you know what you could do is you could take like a piece of fabric and sew it onto the back of a hat and make one of those cool like hats with like the cover thing in the back, like the camp counselor used to wear on salute your shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you got an acre of fabric, you can make a BFM a sweater.
Oh, I like it. I would love to get, you know what? I'm going to see if I can find a 5X long sleeve tee just so I can go ahead and get Big Flat Mike ready for colder weather. Speaking of,
getting his arms.
Do you know what started today for the first time, or for the earliest that it ever has? Starbucks sold is selling select ones, their pumpkin spice lattes officially.
That is something that I could completely care less about.
Oh, same.
No desire.
Same, but the fact is that they've never done it earlier than this, before. So PSL season is officially upon us.
Yeah, there's nothing in that statement I like. I don't like coffee. Don't like pumpkin.
Right.
I don't like latte.
Not a fan of spice.
It depends on the spice, not pumpkin style. Green chili style.
So get your hands on your PSL. It's waiting for you to go. Starbucks near you. Well, I'm going to go move. Or, fellas, I know a lot of ladies like the pumpkin spice latte. If you're using this move to meet women, don't be creepy. Yeah.
Just a tip.
I would agree. How come they haven't come out with a pumpkin spice cologne yet? I mean, if women are that into it, you got to imagine if you find a man that smells like pumpkin pie, it's probably going to be the man for you.
Could be.
I'm going to get to work on that. You just might smear like pumpkin pie all over, my underbits. That might do it. They made a movie about that, didn't they?
I'm officially out on pumpkin now.
Well, we'll just tell your mom we ate it all.
Now you're messing with sweet potatoes, too. You stop. You just mess with the whole genre. All right. It is 8:17. Let's take a break, and then we're going to let them get everybody settled here, and then we'll talk to our state legislators here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Celebrate heroes during Roswell Ford's first annual 9/11 Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September 11th from 10 to noon at Roswell Ford. Register now at roswellford.com to enter in the car show. Entry is $20 with all proceeds going to benefit local charities. You must have your vehicle set up at Roswell Ford by 8 a.m. on September 11th with your vehicle on display until 1 p.m. Trophies will be awarded to all first-place vehicle finishers in all categories, plus a $1,000 cash prize for the best overall finisher. Deadline to enter is September 6th. Do you know someone who makes a difference at home, at work or school, or in the community? Nominate them for the first ever Hometown Hero Award. Complete and submit your nomination form at roswellford.com. You can nominate anyone to be a hometown hero. One Roswell Ford hometown hero will be selected and honored during the event. Register now for the first annual Roswell Ford Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September the 11th. This event sponsored by LGS Guns & Ammo, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, CRM Discount Awards and Sports, and National Furniture Liquidators.
Talk about local color. Your trees are supposed to be green, not yellow. Hello, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. While we've been talking about our colorful geraniums, I've been noticing a lot of yellow trees around town, particularly those globe willows. It may come as a shock to you, but those trees are supposed to be green. If you have yellow trees, come see us at Roswell Seed Company. We have a fix that's fast and easy and doesn't cost very much. Remember, it's okay to have yellow flowers, but not yellow trees.
If you're missing a tooth or several teeth, a dental implant may be the ultimate solution. Implants look and feel so much like real teeth that you probably forget you have an implant. Maupin & Brown Dentistry is one of New Mexico's most experienced implant providers, with literally thousands of implant patients who are absolutely delighted with the results. Call Maupin & Brown today for an evaluation. You'll be surprised how affordable implants can be. Maupin & Brown, your choice for experienced, state-of-the-art dentistry.
You're invited to the 15th Annual Ag Invitational Golf Tournament, happening September 2nd through the 4th at the Artesia Country Club Golf Course. Proceeds raised will benefit the Eddy County, Chaves County, and Eastern New Mexico State Fair Junior Livestock Sales. Sponsorship at this year's event includes over $12,000 in prizes, plus closest to the pin, door prizes, free drinks and food, and player and sponsor gifts. Call Juan Jimenez for more information and to sign up, 575-746-6732. Presented by First American Bank, Schooler Purina, DBS Commodities, CVE, Royal Services, and Pecos Valley Equipment.
Welcome to the Asian market. This is Nok. Right now we have a new ingredient like galanga, lemongrass, lime leaf, and Thai chili to make tom yam kung and tom kha gai. And try out new delicious nail soup on Saturday. Come see me at the Asian Market, 5702 South Main. Call for order 840-5309.
You may say I have nothing to hide or I don't say anything the government would want to hear. But why would you allow unwanted intrusions of your privacy? At any given time, there are 3 to 5 agencies listening in on your cell phone calls. DEAF prevents outside entities from listening in by cloaking your phone from all-seeing technology. What they can't see, they can't hack. Sign up now for DEAF at deafprotection.com. That's deafprotection.com.
New Mexico families are modern. New Mexico's child support program is modern too. Recent changes mean the modern child support family will benefit with job development and job opportunities, right-sized court orders, resulting in more child support payments and less debt. The Modern Child Support Family Program. Find out how it can benefit your modern family. Call 1-800-283-4465. Paid for by the Human Services Department and aired in cooperation with the NMBA and this station.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2021.
Prescott in the gun. They blitz.
Only heard here.
Deep ball by Prescott. Man all alone at the goal line. CeeDee Lamb.
All season.
43 yards, a touchdown, and a touchdown dance. Sunday afternoon, it's your Cowboys and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Live from AT&T Stadium on this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Pre-game at 10 a.m., kickoff at 11 on 92.9 The Brand. Brought to you by Decor of Carlsbad.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 8 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, some of our state representatives. On the House side, we have Minority Leader Jim Townsend joining us. Also, we have Representatives Candy Spence-Ezell and Greg Nybert. And then on the Senate side, we have Senator David Gallegos with us. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Mike.
Oh, that was good. In unison. I like it.
That's the magic of these magic fingers there, Mr. Magic Mike.
How's everybody doing today?
We're good.
We're very good, but we noticed that you're kind of flat and you got a really big head, and it looks like the bottom half of you may be out to sea in some fish net.
And to be honest, that's a favor for all of us. The fact that the bottom's missing.
I've been asking him why the long face all week. He doesn't seem to get it.
Although, no one's talked about my arms. They're kind of big in that picture.
I'm just saying.
You're doing that thing that bodybuilders do where you push out the bicep.
Right.
We're on to you, Mike. We know what
Well, I
you're
wasn't posing per se. It was. You have to see the picture in context. It makes sense if you saw the rest of the picture.
Oh, sure. Always makes sense in context when you're in fishnets, right?
That's right. I can explain. Well, first off, I'm sure you guys aren't here to talk about my legs the whole time.
Not the whole time.
But obviously we've got the event that's going to be talking about at 10 o'clock. Let's start there and then kind of work our way back. Talk about the event today at 10 and why we obviously want to get as many people out there as possible.
Mike, this is Greg. We have received a number of calls from people in the medical community locally and actually throughout the state expressing some concerns about the impact of the new health order on their facilities. And we're concerned about our ability to meet the medical needs of the citizens of Southeast New Mexico in light of that order. And we're going to ask the governor to look at the situation to either exempt us or to rethink her order like she did with the PED and the closing of schools this past week, and trying to make sure that our medical facilities remain open and available to our citizens for critical health care needs.
This is the part that the common sense part, that why isn't this part entered in the equation? I understand you're wanting to encourage people to get vaccinations. I get it. I get what you're doing. And to be honest, as a government, you want to encourage, you want to, ask, you want to beg. Shoot, you can even incentivize. I don't care. But as far as mandating and certainly firing people because they refuse in not just a job that's like not only essential but front line, where's the common sense at all in any of this? I mean, I know it's a government operation, but come on, right?
You're right, Mike, and I think Representative Vizelle always talks about common sense, and she can probably weigh in on this.
We were all like all eyes on Candy because she was taking notes. We were like, oh, she's getting ready. She's gearing up. Hold on. Let me get my good pen. Hold
That's
on.
it. That's it. And Mike, you know as well as anybody else, there's a lack of common sense whenever things are going on in Santa Fe, unfortunately. And whenever you're talking about incentivizing people, that's the same as bribery, isn't it? I mean, $100, go get your shot. I just really have a problem with these mandates and how we're going about achieving her goal on what she wants to have done in our state.
Sure. Well, I mean, just the safety factor. I mean, take the making everybody get your vaccines, but to say, hey, you're a front-line healthcare worker helping people. You're talking about our healthcare is overwhelmed already, short-staffed even before COVID came into the picture. And now you're saying I've got people that are qualified and willing to work, but because they don't feel comfortable getting a vaccine, you're not going to let them work. And matter of fact, you're going to fire them and prevent them from earning a living. If that doesn't scare people, I don't know what will.
What is the difference between now and the last go-round whenever she shut everything down? What is the big difference there? Well, at risk then? Yes, they were at risk then. But to say, if you don't do this, we will fire you? We've had too many horror stories about what they have been, a lot of these healthcare workers are now facing as far as their ability to be able to finish out their tenure of work without being canned. Sure. And Davis and Jim both have told us stories regarding quite a few of these workers.
This is David Gallegos. I was going to bring up, I appreciate you showing the difference between encourage and mandate, because that's the thing we're on now is the mandate. But one of the really bad things is last year these same people were our heroes, and now they're the villains. Mm-hmm. And it's just not right to force them to lose their jobs. And I understand that Friday will be the D-Day, that if they're not able to do their job the way she wants it, then they will be out of work, unemployed. They're willing to go to Texas. Jim and I have been talking to, I've actually talked to 8 CEOs statewide, and their staff are ready to leave the state to renew operations in Texas or other places. And same with the docs. They're looking at this. They've been looking at this all year long. They knew it was coming, and they're prepared to take a stand against the governor and leave our state. But it ultimately hurts the rest of the residents in New Mexico. Mm-hmm. I can almost guarantee you the governor's still going to have a doctor and nurse at her bedside as needed, but it's the rest of us who are going to do without.
What are you hearing any repercussions for or blowback for actual hospitals that are refusing to fire staff for not getting vaccinated? Has that talk been or the warnings come out yet?
Hey, Mike, this is Jim. I would tell you that there are a number of administrators that are at a perilous point. They know that they are going to deprive their citizens of health care if they choose to follow this mandate, because they're going to have people leave. They may have to cease operations. There are hospitals in our state now that are looking at what happens. How am I going to provide care, adequate care for these people? Nursing homes are looking at reducing, they are categorizing their patients so that they would know which ones to dismiss first. We just saw a note this morning from Norley and over in Lee County, and they are curtailing and reorganizing some of their operations. They're shutting down their OR this morning. You know, it's really hard what these guys are up against, and I think probably the most disingenuous portion of this is that you rely on these trained medical professionals, and you know that they're the people that you need to go to for all of this care. And now we have a political jab that says you're not smart enough to know what's good for you. We're going to mandate that you take this vaccine, and it just goes on and on. I mean, think about what's going on at the state fair. I mean, the day before they had a statewide event in the same facility. They did not require vaccinations, but the very next day, when rural New Mexico shows up with their annual state fair, everyone that goes in has to have a vaccine. I mean, that's part of the problem in New Mexico today, is this has been so politicized that no one believes the government. They distrust the government, and they believe this is all a political ploy, and they're not playing anymore.
Yeah, this is the big problem. I would even say that, okay, you're looking at the requirements for, if you made it the same across the board, you can at least, you may not like it, but at least understand. But you're exactly right here. When you look at the fair and the mandates that they're requiring for that, but then you look at something else equally as large, like a balloon fiesta or something like that, and they're not putting those same restrictions, that screams political to me anyway. I don't know about anybody else, but that you're right. That's that distrust, and it's like, do you really care about us, or do you really care more about screwing the other guy? And that's what it feels like.
And Mike, Jim touched on a really deep concern that we all feel, and that is the impact to rural New Mexico. We feel these policy decisions maybe much more acutely than does the larger cities. If Hobbs, New Mexico loses doctors and nurses because they can get jobs in Seminole 30 miles away, they've not only lost them temporarily, they probably lost them permanently. If Roswell, New Mexico has to shut down our surgery center like Hobbs just did, and you have a heart attack, where are you going to go? You have a 3-hour drive in front of you to get medical care. People will die. People will be seriously harmed by these policies. And I know the overall effort is to save people, but we are instituting policies in rural New Mexico that are going to prohibit their ability to seek and secure adequate medical care. And that is what we are fighting for, is to get the governor to look at the policy and to try to put some common sense into it so that our folks in rural New Mexico don't have to face those life and death challenges that are likely to result as a result of this policy.
As far as what the citizens, the community, I mean, obviously it starts by coming out to events like the one happening here at 10 o'clock today. But, and I mentioned this yesterday when I was talking to the mayor, something that in the past has been helpful to all of you when you go to Santa Fe is to take as much ammunition with these stories of what's happening in the hospitals, what's happening in people's homes and businesses. Is that still something you guys need to help fight this? And is there more that the John and JQ public can do to help support you guys and to help raise more awareness for what's going on here?
Absolutely, Mike. I mean, I would encourage everyone to voice their opinion, write a letter to the editor, come down here and get on Mike Winter's radio show.
Come on in.
Tell people what are the issues that are facing. I mean, this is not. I mean, here is a statement out of a press release from Lee County this morning, and it says, "We now have had both COVID and non-COVID patients die waiting for ICU."
Wow.
Now, that's pretty darn potent. I mean, when you have an administrator say that this is not something we should do or we shouldn't do, or I can provide better care, he's saying that people are losing their lives because of the inability to provide care. My daughter is a nurse, and she works in the ER field and has recently changed into the cath labs. But I would tell you that it is amazing to watch the amount of stress, the emotion, the anguish that these professionals feel on a daily basis. They actually see the inability to perform causing the loss of life. And it's a heavy weight on those folks. And to tell them now that they don't have the intelligence to choose, and that, to me, that's the biggest deal. It's the personal choice to, if I go out and get in my car and I want to put my seatbelt on, I can put my seatbelt on. If I don't, I don't. And I understand the risk associated with it. In this area, we have people, they help their kids rodeo, they help their kids go play football, they help their kids do all sorts of things that have risk associated with it. So today it's a COVID shot. Tomorrow, what is it? I mean, what else aren't you smart enough to make the right choice of?
Exactly. And that's kind of been my thing on this too. And as I said it earlier, it's, sure, recommend it, beg, plead. I don't even, it's wrong, but I don't care. If you want to say, hey, I'll give you $100 if you go get a shot. Okay. I'm not the big fan of it, but that beats the alternative of saying, you know what, you either get it or you'll not be employed, or you cannot function in society almost. And like you said earlier, and I think it was Greg that mentioned that especially down in Lee County in the southeast part there, they're going to go get jobs in Texas. They're going to be just fine. We're the ones in trouble. And this could be easily fixed by just saying, no, this ain't going to work. We need to come up with something else. And it's going to be scary if you do get that mass exodus and you start seeing death tolls and things rolling up, and inability for our hospitals to treat these folks, which, they're having troubles now. Take that times 10 when you have to dismiss a large percentage of your healthcare force because they can't get a shot or won't get a shot. It's just dumb. I mean, to me, this is all right. You didn't win. You didn't get them to get a shot. Try something else. You're not really going to fire them, are you? That's just dumb. And I'm getting scared that's like they're not going to back off just out of spite at this point. I don't know.
Well, how much control is she going to have over the population in New Mexico? I guess she's striving for total control over our lives in every aspect, and that's really troublesome. Whenever you're talking about incentivizing, to me, like I said earlier, it's bribery. Let's get this done. But to mandate, I have a problem with somebody telling me I have to do this in spite of my better judgment, in spite of my ability to do a little bit of research and make the decision on my own whether I want to have this vaccination. Or if I have young kids, I don't want somebody telling me what I have to have my kids.
Well,
have this shot given to my kids. That is not their choice. We have heard the governor say, and this is in regard to some legislation year before last, my body, my choice. Well, doesn't this hold true for us as well?
Yeah, the arguments seem to, they don't, it's very hypocritical. This whole thing is just, it's do as I say, not as I do. And it's not even hidden anymore. It just seems bold and blatant. And to be honest, there's nothing to stop it without enough people standing up and saying, we've had enough of this. And, at this point, if you can't do it in the roundhouse, then the court of public opinion is a very strong place to get things happening in the roundhouse. And if that's the avenue we have to take, then so be it.
But Mike, it's so hypocritical. I mean, last year during the session, I'm sure you watched. I mean, Greg and I sat there with masks on with the rest of the Republicans that showed up, and we were the only ones hardly that showed up in the roundhouse. But we sat there with the speaker, with the majority leader, and a few others on the D side, and we wore a mask through the session. And then when the bell rang and we all got off, we walked out of the chambers, we took our mask off, we shook each other's hands, we hugged each other's wife, and we went to the bull ring and had dinner sitting around the same table without the mask on. And it is so disingenuous. I mean, it's so hypocritical that you sit there and you act like under the camera that this is highly contagious and we have to show people how to do it. But as soon as you get off camera, you shake hands, you hug each other's wife, you talk about, what's going on, and you walk down the street hand in hand and go to the bull ring and have dinner. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Sure.
And on St. Patrick's Day, we were in the speaker's office without our mask on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a joke.
It's basically the TSA. It's like security theater. It's there to make you feel safer, not necessarily to do anything.
And when the government loses sight that their most sacred responsibility is protect the public, and when the public loses trust that the government believes that their most sacred responsibility is to protect the public, chaos will ensure. And you can see that happening in Albuquerque today. I mean, it's just absolutely chaos. I mean, we write a letter to the governor on one day trying desperately to get her to call us back into session so we can help her address the problem in Albuquerque. I mean, we have officers calling every one of us, telling us about how bad it is. The very next morning, unfortunately, there are 4 officers shot. You can't get her to do anything. I mean, she's out mandating something for the state fair and letting the city burn in the side. So it's crazy.
Well, Mike, we're having this press conference at 10 o'clock at the front steps of the courthouse, and it will be a 30-minute press conference because the American Legion riders are coming through town at 10:30. And so they will drown the politicians out, and we'll have to close it down. But we do want to send a long and strong and unified message to the governor that Southeast New Mexico is on the precipice of dire straits if this policy is fully implemented and disallows healthcare workers from entering the facilities to take care of our sick and the people who need medical services.
Absolutely. I want to ask, and I ask this in the hopes of a glass half full type scenario. Obviously, you 4 individuals have worked pretty tirelessly on the minority side of many things going on in the House and in the Senate here over the years. Looking at what we're doing and what we're seeing in the state, are you seeing some of your more progressive constituents getting some heat now where they're saying, where you guys might get some help in the next election cycle here? I mean, do you feel like this could be a win for the conservatives at the end of the day?
Mike, people are fed up with having every aspect of their life being controlled by somebody else. And this is just another example of what's going on. Like Jim said earlier, there's no trust from the public as far as the government goes. Why would there be? They have been lied to. They have been told to do this and to do that. To what end? They're being told how to raise their kids, what they can do as far as their child's education goes. And it's gotten out of control, and people are fed up.
Yeah.
You're right.
Well, hopefully,
Candy, just looking at the different, I think this is statewide. I don't think it's one party or the other. I think everyone is totally fed up, regardless if you're in Albuquerque or if you're here in Lee County or here in Roswell. You look at it, I got a note this morning from some of the workers at the state pen. In their 19th year of employment, they have 1 year left to retire, and Friday will be given termination papers because they're not going to be vaccinated. I don't know if this person's Republican or Democrat. They don't care. They're looking at what's going to happen for the rest of their lives if they lose that job come Friday. So I think this crosses all party lines. It's just the state of New Mexico is just tired of our abuse. We're looking for something different. And I think it changes the game going forward for the House. I really do, because there's a lot of people trying to figure out how do we change New Mexico politics, and it starts there.
Well, I hope so. I hope the silver lining in all this is I just like to get some balance. I mean, we haven't forget a conservative ideology. Let's just get to the middle, and then we can work from there.
What it's got to take, Mike, it can't be this bullying that we have had to put up with for several years now, coming from the Speaker of the House, and he was on a power trip. He still is, and it's his way or no way as far as what we're able to do in the House. As Greg said earlier and Jim said earlier, whenever we were in session earlier in the year, the Republicans were there, and there were 2, maybe 3 or 4 on the other side of the aisle. Mm-hmm. Yet we had to have the petitions up between us all. We had to have the mask on. We were chastised if our mask slipped below our nose. We were treated as bad children. Yet we were there doing the job that we were supposed to be doing. And the others were somewhere else and still getting a paycheck. So anyway.
And to see, Candy, I'll just interrupt. I really liked watching the way things opened up this year. It was an honor to get the divide between the House and Senate was so far. It was an honor to get escorted off the House floor because I'm a senator. So I really, truly believe as things change, we may have the next Speaker of the House in this mess right here with the four of us. So I think New Mexico's going to change. I think they're realizing it, and I think we've got a good future ahead of us. We just got to get through this next couple of years.
Awesome. We're running out of time, but I do want to ask this question, and I know it probably needs a lot more time, but it's kind of a story that's been developing. I know, Jim, I think you shared it on your Facebook. I know it's been on ours, but down in Eddy County, Carlsbad area, with the federal government and the contractors and some buildings being purchased and things being done, and people are thinking it's by the federal government, and they thinking that this could be some of the refugee stuff. Is there any updates or anything that we can share with anybody that you guys are aware of?
You bet, Mike. Thank you for bringing that up. It's very important to the folks in southern Eddy County today. It appears that is 100% true. There have been conversations going on for more than a month about that. We know now. I have talked to people that have been involved in developing the protocol for that facility. The county commissioners in Eddy County have come out and said they know it to be factual. But what I know and can report is that I've been told that facility is to be set up for 1,000 families. The families must have a child 5 years old or less. That the COVID rate runs between 15 and 30% positive. There are people right over this facility is in the city limits of Carlsbad, and COVID is just one of the issues that come from third world countries. So it's more than just that, but it is certainly very hard for a community to buy into something that they believe they've been railroaded into, that it happens in the dark of night, that happens in one of the back rooms and a deal is cut. And, people know about it and they don't divulge it. And then at the last minute when they see the buses being unloaded, they say, oh, well, we couldn't do anything. Well, the one thing they could have done and should have done is to inform their constituents that it's happening, and let those people make decisions and contact their other elected officials. So it is, I believe that it was 100% accurate. It's been verified by county commissioners and some others. So it's the bad thing is, very probably, it's coming to a community near you. It's Carlsbad today, to Roswell tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Well, another reason why 10 o'clock is that much more important here today. Looking at, hey, let's bring more people in that are potentially exposed, and let's take away people that could potentially help them. So more sense being made there.
Mike, we're pleased to hear that you're on the mend finally. I know you've had a tough couple days, if I can spit it out, but glad to hear that you're feeling better today and hope you continue to recover.
Yeah, today's the first day I felt better than I did the day before. So I think a couple more days of this, and I'll be back being annoying in studio.
For what it's worth, his Sean is aching like a dog right now.
Been running between two studios all morning.
Yeah, he's an unsung hero this week.
That's the thing, though. There's been plenty of singing, so I can't really even say I'm an unsung hero because I'm trying to get people to sing as much as possible.
I want you to be an unsung hero. Thank you very much for spending time with us. And anytime you guys need on, please just let me know, and we're here to help.
Thanks,
Mike. Appreciate that, Mike.
All right, stay safe, guys, and Godspeed. Good luck for the next decisions ahead here.
You bet. Get well.
Will do. All right. It is 8:53. Let's pause for news and quick business update, and we'll be back Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. We have a developing story out of Roswell today. RPD responding to the report of a shooting Monday afternoon in the 300 block of South Beach Street. Once there, the officers discovered a man who had been shot at least once. Paramedics arrived and began treating the unnamed victim, eventually taking him to an area hospital. Detectives spent the next several hours at the scene investigating, but no other details about the shooting are known at this time. Cannabis provider Ultra Health says it's completed the buy of a former bakery and adjacent land in southern New Mexico that will open the way for a large-scale marijuana growing and manufacturing campus. The property purchase in Alamogordo takes place as New Mexico prepares for the start of recreational marijuana sales by April of next year. Regulators are putting the finishing touches on the licensing process for an array of marijuana businesses. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Should be sunny and hot today with highs in the mid-90s. Can't rule out a few isolated afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Overnight will be fair, down to the upper 60s, and then we're in the mid-90s again tomorrow, and it stays sunny. Clear for Wednesday night, and then we'll wrap up the week Thursday and Friday with afternoon highs both days in the low 90s, and will stay mostly sunny. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
For the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer is proposing spending about $1 billion in federal pandemic rescue funding to help boost the business climate, redevelop polluted sites, and take steps such as accelerating the development of electric vehicle charging infrastructure. Many train drivers with Germany's national railway walked off the job on Monday as their union embarked on its second two-day strike this month in a bitter dispute with the company. The union's demands include a 3.2% salary increase and a one-time coronavirus bonus of €600 or $700. On Wall Street, the Dow up 215 points to 35,335. The Nasdaq gained 228 to 14,942, and the S&P 500 up 37 points to 4,479. With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Gosh, can anyone remember a summer as nice as this? And Roswell families are certainly making the most of it, starting with a visit to the Tailgate Nation at Roswell Ford. From pickups and SUVs to family sedans and sports cars, Roswell Ford has the area's biggest selection of pre-owned vehicles starting at just $5,000. Dozens of premium late-model vehicles ready to serve your family for many years and many miles to come. Each one has passed a thorough 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee so you can buy with confidence. Of course, Roswell Ford is always looking for gently used cars and trucks, so if you have one you'd like to sell, bring it by and let us make you an offer. You'll probably be surprised at how much it's worth. It's tailgate season, and a fresh new vehicle from Roswell Ford will help your family enjoy it like never before. So grab the cooler and the barbecue and come see us at Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main.
Happiness isn't about getting what you want all the time. It's about loving what you have and being grateful for it. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smitherman for The Joy of Marriage.
As people, we can get so focused on what we don't have, we don't appreciate what we do have. We can make ourselves miserable, angry, and even depressed by focusing our thoughts and words on the negative. Take a look around and find something to be grateful for that your spouse does. It will change your attitude in your marriage.
1 Thessalonians 5:18 says, "No matter what happens, always be thankful, for this is God's will for you who belong to Christ Jesus."
Take it from me, I was such a negative person, but by renewing my mind with God's Word and learning to be thankful, it changed my life and greatly impacted my marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
A good night's sleep is so important.
Did you know that proper sleep supports a healthy heart, decreases chances of weight gain, and boosts a positive mood? Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental. It doesn't matter your age, sleeping issues can make any of us reach for that all-day cup of coffee. If you know you are not sleeping because of severe snoring or sleep apnea, come visit us. We can make you a small oral appliance that will help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main in Roswell or call 622-4455.
Otto von Bismarck is said to have quipped, "Laws are like sausages. It's better not to see them being made." While that's a great line, we respectfully disagree. We're New Mexico Foundation for Open Government, a nonpartisan, not-for-profit organization that exists to promote transparency in government, so you not only know what's happening, but why and by whom. Because what you don't know can hurt you. Visit nmfog.org and become a member today. Sponsored by New Mexico Broadcasters Association.
Red Dirt Black Gold returns to downtown Artesia Saturday, August 28th. An all-day block party celebrating tradition, heritage, and a whole lot of fun. Featuring co-headliners Bart Crow and Reckless Kelly.
7 nights in Ireland.
Thanks to presenting sponsor ConocoPhillips for making all this possible. Get more info at reddirtblackgold.com. Red Dirt Black Gold 2021, Saturday, August 28th in downtown Artesia. Presented by ConocoPhillips. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
They are indignant as they speak from the heart.
We need a commander-in-chief. We do not have a commander-in-chief, and we've not had one from the beginning here.
Scathing criticism of President Biden from a group of Republicans, members of the House Armed Services Committee, who are also military veterans. They are outraged at the way the president has handled the military withdrawal from Afghanistan. The lawmakers addressing reporters on Capitol Hill a short time ago, they say it's clear that Mr. Biden is not up to handling this crisis, and they question his cognitive skills, some insisting that he should resign for the good of the country. The president being squeezed from both sides on his end-of-the-month deadline for getting all troops out of Afghanistan. On one side, U.S. allies urge him to extend the deadline. On the other side, the Taliban threatens consequences if the troops fail to leave in a week.
Amid the backdrop of the harried evacuation from Afghanistan, the G7, the leaders of the world's 7 major industrialized democracies, will meet virtually today. The meeting comes just 2 months after the leaders gathered on England's southeast coast. At Monday's White House briefing, Press Secretary Jen Psaki acknowledged the key topic of the G7 conversation will be President Biden's self-imposed August 31st deadline for the total withdrawal of U.S. forces.
We certainly know, and many have talked about their desire to raise questions about the timeline. That's not a surprise, and the president is happy to have that discussion.
But in an interview, a Taliban spokesman told Sky News August 31st is a red line the U.S. must not cross. Mike Gracia, Washington.
The ACLU filing a federal lawsuit over South Carolina's law banning school districts from imposing COVID-19 mask mandates. Watching Wall Street, the Dow 60 points higher. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Let's be boring and do a commercial about cash-out refinances. It's Ryan, and our mortgage team will often have a listener say, "I think I understand what a cash-out refinance is, but can't that be bad for you sometimes?" So let's hit on that. As with anything, it's certainly not the right move for everyone. If we don't have to, we don't want to add a bunch of years onto our loan, or increase our monthly payment too much, or pay more in the long run. But because home values have skyrocketed so far up the last few years, while rates have come so far down, we've seen many scenarios where listeners today can pull out a significant chunk of money from the new value in their home, while lowering the years on the overall loan, while lowering their monthly payment, and lowering how much they ultimately pay. The key is to just look at the whole picture and be honest with yourself about your situation. If you're looking for someone to show you your options, we are United Faith Mortgage.
United Faith Mortgage is a DBA of United Mortgage Corp. 25 Melville Park Road, Melville, New York. Licensed mortgage banker. For all licensing information, go to nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Corporate NMLS number 1330. Equal housing lender. Licensed in Alaska, Hawaii, Georgia, Massachusetts, North Dakota, South Dakota, or Utah.
A Japanese court sentencing the head of a powerful crime syndicate to death by hanging.
Japan's notorious organized criminal gangs were once tolerated by the authorities. They were often credited with keeping general crime levels down, but that appears to have changed. A court found that Nomura Satoru, who heads the Kudo Kai group, had ordered 4 assaults over the span of 18 years, one of which resulted in death. Prosecutors had no direct evidence Nomura masterminded the violence, but said his absolute command over the group meant he had ultimate responsibility. The 74-year-old denied any involvement in the crimes.
That's the BBC's Celia Hatton. China's Mars rover soldiering on after completing its initial program to explore the red planet, a search for frozen water that could provide clues as to whether it once supported life. News and analysis at townhall.com. CBS joining a group of U.S. companies requiring employees who have contact with customers to be vaccinated against the coronavirus.
Nurses and other employees who interact with patients, as well as all corporate staff, must be vaccinated by October 31st. The company says pharmacists have until November 30th to be vaccinated. CVS, which is headquartered in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, says other jobs might be added to the list requiring vaccination.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. Dr. Anthony Fauci says he's hoping for an uptick in the administration of COVID-19 vaccinations following U.S. government approval of the Pfizer vaccine. The top infectious disease expert says the Food and Drug Administration's decision should encourage people who cited a lack of approval as a reason for not getting vaccinated. Again on Wall Street this hour, stocks higher. The Dow is up 60 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. Leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to our
Tracing Piernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
That's a weird shot, Tanner. What are you doing?
What?
He's got it on a 2-shot, and it was just the back of my head and the front of my head, or front shot, back shot. I'm not sure what we're going for here.
It's all angles.
Yeah, it really is. It's like Drake. I'm hitting them angles.
Maybe that's a new show, Sean at All Angles.
Like examining my bald spot. Is that what we're doing now?
Oh, Leah's here. Sweet. Ah, yes. I forgot I scheduled that today. It was my fault.
So, yeah. So it's
Sorry.
Just an interesting
COVID
camera
brain's a little bit still going on there. That was my fault.
Well, who knew? What do you, because, no, the guest is going to be there, right?
I booked it last week,
Here,
and I think I wrote it down, but I forgot to remember in my head.
More work than you have to.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So Leah Boone's going to join us.
That actually works out for the better because I've been struggling all morning trying to get this interview in its entirety, and all I was able to get was 30 minutes and 8 seconds of it. So it was going to cut off awkwardly anyways.
All right. Well, and we can't run it tomorrow. So, but since we're not going to be able to play it, I do want to remind folks that today is the big day, the American Legion Legacy Run. We're going to have about 400 or 500 bikes. It's going to be rolling through town here, probably around 11-ish today, 10:30, 11-ish. And they're going to be coming through town. They're going to meet outside of town. We're going to have a group gather, meet up with the riders, and they're going to ride in with them. They're going to ride over to the American Legion Post 28 facility, which is located on Montana. I think it's 1620 North Montana, but don't quote me on that. It's all Montana.
It's 1620 North Montana. I'm quoting you, Mike.
Okay. Oh, sweet.
Mike Winters.
Quote it.
Dictated but not read.
Yeah. And then they're going to be there. They're going to have the sheriff. He's going to be grilling up some lunch, to-go lunches because of COVID. And they're going to have we can meet some of the bikers. The National American Legion Commanders, part of the ride. It's kind of a big deal. But they're raising money for their Legacy Scholarship. And this is to raise funds for individuals that have either paid the ultimate sacrifice or have been injured, I believe 50%, while serving. Their dependents can get scholarships, full ride, thousands of dollars scholarships. So they're raising money for that. And so if you'd like to help out there, way to do that. But come out, line up parts of Maine and there in College.
Wave your flags, honk your horns, show
Montana,
support.
certainly.
Absolutely. They're gonna have hot dogs out there on site that they're gonna be selling. It's like hot dogs, I believe, hot dogs and chips for I believe $5 donation. You can make more if you want. And also they're gonna have a surplus of Girl Scout cookies they're gonna be selling.
That's right.
So this is your chance to get your hands on those cookies if Girl Scout cookie season came and went. You've already gone through your box of tag-alongs. They got you covered.
Yeah, the Girl Scouts here locally were kind enough to donate a bunch of cookies. So we're not like, circumventing the Girl Scouts here. Don't worry. It's not like trying to undercut them or anything.
Just picture a bunch of biker vets just strong-arming a group of Girl Scouts in an alleyway.
Right.
Hey, don't ask how we got these tag-alongs, all right? The fact of the matter is we got them. That's all that matters.
They fell off the truck last week.
Jimmy Two-Tone took care of it, all right? And now all I'm thinking of is Bernice from Dodgeball. Damn you, Bernice! No, it's none of that.
For a 12-year-old.
Adam's apple? All we're saying is, folks, the chance for you to get your hands on some Girl Scout cookies and also help out an amazing cause at the same time. So the Legacy Run.
That's happening today.
Yeah, starting, I believe the ride-in should be actually already about to take place, or the ride towards town. Then they'll do the meetup and go from there.
Yeah, definitely. So
down Maine I believe it's down Maine, or second to Maine, down Maine to College to Montana, and Montana to the Legion. So.
Yeah, I will be there with you in spirit.
Yep. I'm going to try to be there in person. So,
nice.
Yeah, do my best.
Yes. Have you ever had a sheriff burger?
I've not.
They're pretty good.
See, I'm
just saying.
Curious if he's doing burgers.
Well, or whatever meat products he puts on the grill.
I'll be glad to have a sheriff dog. Wrap my lips around a sheriff dog.
I thought I heard burgers.
Yeah, burgers would be pretty awesome. Honestly, dude, I was just having a weird craving for a chili dog. Like I just randomly, chili cheese on a hot dog.
Yeah.
Like a wiener schnitzel thing. But
that is the only time I will accept chili without beans is on a hot dog.
Really?
Yep.
So you're okay now. Are you exclusively chili, no beans on your hot dog?
No.
Okay, so you'll accept a bean on a hot dog.
Correct.
But
Love it.
You just won't accept chili without beans elsewhere.
Correct.
Okay, that makes some sense, I guess. I've never really thought. I've always had my chili with beans. I've never really thought about it without it.
I never thought of it till I came out this way. And then these people started giving me sloppy Joe and telling me it's chili.
Yeah, that's meat sauce. At that
right?
point, you're eating meat sauce.
Yeah. It's called Sloppy Joe's. Manwich.
Well,
that's what you're making.
I'd say loose Sloppy Joe, because even Sloppy Joe is a much more tightly packed, denser consistency. At this point,
it's a tighter, loose meat.
Yeah, you're making like a red gravy, essentially.
Yeah. But it needs beans.
I agree, 100%.
The way the Lord intended.
As it should be. You know what else you need, Mike? You need...
What's that?
You need protection in your life. You might need a firearm. And if you need a firearm, I know exactly who you should go see, and that's the specialists at Zia Guns USA right here in Roswell. Zia Guns USA has the Rossi 22 caliber rifles in stock now for just $149 while supplies last. They're also your full-line Tacticam dealer. The same spotting scopes that are used on hunting shows worldwide. You can use those on your next hunt. Plus, they got a new shipment of knives by Benchmade and by Case, available at Zia Guns USA right here in Roswell. They'll buy your gun with cash on hand so you can walk away with cash today. And if you're not into the firearms, maybe you're into coffee. They got the full line of Black Rifle coffee so you can perk up your mornings thanks to Zia Guns USA. And they're the only authorized Dr. Squatch retailer in the region, so you can help the men in your life smell more like a man. It's Zia Guns USA at 1907 North Main right here in Roswell. The only gun store open on Sundays, but closed on Saturdays because they spend Saturdays with their families. You should too. Zia Guns USA right here in Roswell.
Absolutely. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what goes better with guns?
What's that?
Beans.
Nice tin of cowboy beans around a campfire and a 9mm. Telling you what. Muzzle to keep you warm at night.
That's right.
Good stuff.
It's just the way to do it.
That's right.
All right. It is 9:14. Let us go ahead and get everyone up to date with the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Should be sunny and hot today with highs in the mid-90s. Can't rule out a few isolated afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Overnight will be fair, down to the upper 60s, and then we're in the mid-90s again tomorrow, and it stays sunny. Clear for Wednesday night, and then we'll wrap up the week Thursday and Friday with afternoon highs both days in the low 90s, and we'll stay mostly sunny. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, 78 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 52% with winds out of the west at 5 miles per hour. Today, we're looking at a hot one. Highs near the century mark, 99 officially, with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Expect an overnight low of 68 degrees. South winds 5 to 10. Wednesday, a smidge cooler, sunny. I said smidge. Didn't come out with a GE there. Anyway, in my head. Sunny, high of 96 tomorrow. South winds 5 to 15. Tomorrow night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 68. Thursday, sunny, 94. Once again, slight tick down in the temps. Winds will be out of the south, 10 to 15 for the afternoon. Friday, a little bit cooler, sunny, 93. And then for the weekend, a little bit cooler as well. Mostly sunny, 92 Saturday, sunny and 91 on Sunday. There is a rain chances, 20% chance Sunday night and into Monday. Highs 89, 90 when you head back to work and school next week. All right, it is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and take a commercial break. Leah Boone with Central Valley Electric Cooperative will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
The massive vehicle elimination event is on now at Roswell Honda. A huge roundup of clean, quality pre-owned vehicles marked way, way down to clear the lot. They need the space, so you get the savings. Like a 2014 Grand Caravan for just $169 a month, a 2010 Honda Pilot for just $159 a month, or a 2014 Chevy Cruze for just $139 a month. And with $2,000 in payment assistance, now is the best time ever to buy. Get a 12-pack for stopping by, a smartwatch with qualified test drive, and Monopoly with every purchase. The massive vehicle elimination event on now at Roswell Honda. 2177 West 2nd.
Times are changing, and today's funerals aren't always the sad and solemn events you might expect. This is Gabriel Casaus from Lagrone Funeral Chapel. Along with hymns and scriptures, today's funeral services are often filled with fish stories, country songs, and a joke or two, golf clubs and hot rods, favorite recipes, and kitchen disasters. At Lagrone Funeral Chapel, we believe a funeral should reflect your loved one's personality, passion, and sense of humor. When you lose a loved one, we're here, because at Lagrone Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
900 South Main, Roswell.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years, from in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical. Name to remember.
Red Dirt Black Gold returns to downtown Artesia Saturday, August 28th. An all-day block party celebrating tradition, heritage, and a whole lot of fun. Featuring co-headliners Bart Crow and Reckless Kelly.
7 nights in Ireland.
thanks to presenting sponsor ConocoPhillips for making all this possible. Get more info at reddirtblackgold.com. Red Dirt Black Gold 2021, Saturday, August 28th in downtown Artesia. Presented by ConocoPhillips. Ad paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
College football is back on the High Plains. You don't want to miss out on your Eastern New Mexico University Greyhounds' return to the gridiron as they welcome 6 home opponents this fall. The home schedule features the Wagon Wheel rivalry game versus West Texas A&M, our annual homecoming game, and the home opener on September 2nd versus Central Washington. Season tickets are now available for as low as $25 per person. Call 575-562-2153 or visit goeasternathletics.com for more information. ENMU Greyhound football all in.
Gosh, can anyone remember a summer as nice as this? And Roswell families are certainly making the most of it, starting with a visit to the Tailgate Nation at Roswell Ford. From pickups and SUVs to family sedans and sports cars, Roswell Ford has the area's biggest selection of pre-owned vehicles starting at just $5,000. Dozens of premium late-model vehicles ready to serve your family for many years and many miles to come. Each one has passed a thorough 139-point inspection, and Roswell Ford gives you a 3-day money-back guarantee so you can buy with confidence. Of course, Roswell Ford is always looking for gently used cars and trucks, so if you have one you'd like to sell, bring it by and let us make you an offer. You'll probably be surprised at how much it's worth. It's tailgate season, and a fresh new vehicle from Roswell Ford will help your family enjoy it like never before. So grab the cooler and the barbecue and come see us at Roswell Ford, the Tailgate Nation at the corner of 9th and Main.
He's got the catch as he dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Red Raiders!
It's time to pave the way for the LBK.
Show the world what it means to come from Lubbock, Texas.
Tech has won this game.
Join us Saturday, September 4th, as the Red Raiders kick off the season against Houston on your home for Red Raider football, the Texas Tech Sports Network from Learfield.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
Hey, good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from Central Valley Electric Cooperative, Leah Boone back with us.
Good morning, Mike.
How are you?
I'm great. I hear you're not so good.
I'm improving.
I'm glad to hear that.
Today's the first day that I felt better than yesterday.
Aw.
So that's good. I'm still wiped. I'm still tired.
Yeah.
My head constantly hurts, but I'm not achy like I was days prior, and a little more energy than yesterday.
Oh, bless your heart. Well, we'll keep you in our thoughts and prayers.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I got vaccinated, but and so that's why I'm lucky. I just have cold. I haven't really had chest bad, a little bit of coughing, but mostly my head.
Right.
And I don't smell much. I can smell a little bit. Like
sometimes
if it's really
that can
stinky,
be beneficial.
Yeah. If it's really stinky, I notice it. But if it's subtle, nah, I don't notice.
Wow, I hope you get that back.
I think I will. It's good. It's like I use a bottle of Thieves, the essential oils.
Yes.
As my tester because that's pretty pungent. So I open the bottle and I smell it, and I can smell it, but it's not strong like it was 2 weeks ago. Last time I smelled things. So.
Oh well, bummer.
Yeah. How are you doing?
Doing good. Good. Came here today to talk about a position that we have open at CVE and to maybe make mention of our home energy audit again.
Very good. Yeah, I know we talked, and then I wrote it down, and then COVID brain.
You have a good excuse. Don't worry about it.
Very good. So one thing I do know is when folks work at CVE, they tend to stay there a while.
That's right.
That's just something that's always been a part of that because, like the company, the people that pay the bill every month are investors and part of the co-op. The employees themselves are very much a family, and yes, they work side by side on the lines or in the office or wherever. Mm-hmm. But it's a very family, just a good place to work for. People look out for each other. It's socialize, close-knit. It's a family-like environment for a company of that size. That's pretty unusual.
It is. And as a matter of fact, the whole reason that we do have an opening is because somebody is retiring. And so,
that's what I figured.
Yeah, and some folks inside the co-op, which is also a really cool advantage, get to try to move into those positions or apply to move into those positions of those that retire. So, we try to keep as many in-house as we can, but this opens up an opportunity for other people to apply now. So,
very good.
Yeah, we have a receptionist position open. It's also a cashier position. And this is literally the person that you see when you first walk into Central Valley Electric. This will be the eyes of the co-op from the front door. Yeah.
Very good. So I would imagine customer service skills very much in demand for this position.
Oh, absolutely. And not just in person, but really good greeting skills in person and on the phone.
Very good.
Yep.
So what about like the computer side, the Excel and Word and all that?
Well, you would definitely have to be computer savvy. There's no doubt about that. The database that we operate with is something that's very individualized to Central Valley Electric, so it does require more personalized training than you can. Yeah, software. You couldn't just go to a class and get that kind of training. So all of that is pretty much hands-on. If anybody does have any type of experience with an iView program or NISC, then that would definitely help. And a lot of utility providers use that, whether it be PVT, CVE, gas companies, water companies. A lot of people do use that type of database.
Gotcha. And like you said, this is your foot in the door with a great company, an entry-level position, starting out here as the receptionist customer service person. And from there, it's up to you. You excel in the job, and maybe you go farther into marketing and things, or who knows?
That's right.
Maybe you find other interests within CVE.
Very trustworthy person is needed in this position because there will be the handling of money. Definitely people who enjoy speaking with other people and getting involved with people and the public is definitely a requirement. I don't want to say that it's necessary for somebody to be Spanish speaking, but that's always a bonus.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine that kind of makes the steps a little bit easier if you get a customer that calls in, or I guess say member owner.
Yes, a member owner. As a matter of fact, that's in the job description.
Would be a lot easier if you're able to converse with them in Spanish and save one more obstacle between you and the customer there.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. We want to be able to communicate effectively with all of our customers and members.
Very good. And what's is it the typical office hours, like an 8 to 5 type?
It is. It is. And I think I've told you before, Central Valley Electric is a very disciplined place to work. So if you are looking for, a full-time position, it's 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. Okay. And there might be occasional times, sometimes when our, if we do have a large outage going on, we do require some assistance from other people. And we do have dispatchers that take vacations. So, sometimes the receptionist or the cashiers will cover those shifts, which can be evening or weekend, because they operate with the same database and all the same equipment that the front desk folks do.
Okay. So there'll be familiarity there.
Yes. Yes.
Good deal. And opportunity for more money for those that need it. And,
that's right.
And who knows, growth. And I don't care where you work or whom you work for. The more skills, the more valuable, more tools you have in your belt makes you more valuable and kind of lets you write your ticket a little bit.
That's right.
So.
Yeah. Excellent attention to detail is another one that our HR person is really looking forward to. This is something that whenever you're doing different types of work orders, any type of thing that you're entering into the computer has to be very, very accurate. So attention to detail is important. Being organized is extremely important. Honest, trustworthy, all of those things. We have other simple items within the office to use too. We still have faxing opportunities, copiers, printers that need to be utilized, the cash drawers, the computers, the keyboards, calculator. If you know how to use a calculator, that's even better. Yep.
I had one on my wrist calculator once. No, I'm just kidding.
You cheater. But all of the Microsoft programs too, we utilize quite a bit. So whether it be Windows, Excel, we do. I don't know that the ladies up front would have to do PowerPoint type things, but it certainly wouldn't hurt if you had all of those Microsoft type systems in your head. So that would be good.
At least the fundamentals. So,
yes.
So if you ever come across it, you're not completely flying by.
Right. And one of the things too, I think, Mike, is a good reason that a lot of people are interested in working at CVE, and we've had several applications already, is that we do offer health insurance. We do have a 401k. We have paid time off for sick leave as well as for vacation. So, all of this, there's a lot of benefits that go along with working at a cooperative, especially CVE.
Yeah, it's a real job, career, the type that you can help and support your family with.
That's right.
Especially with the benefits and all that come with it. That that's y'all's investment back into that person.
Yes.
So
yes,
that's great.
Yeah.
So get the best way is probably go to the CVE Co-op website and apply.
Yes, there's a couple of different ways you can do that. So at cvecoop.org, you can go to the careers section, click on that, and that's the only job opening posted right now is the receptionist and cashier. So there's no other postings. And then you would just apply online, or you can click on it and then you can print it out and fill it out and then bring it to the office or mail it in, whatever is best. You can also come to the office at 1403 North 13th Street in Artesia and apply in person. That doesn't mean that you're going to get an interview right on spot, but you can fill it out in person and leave it with the folks at the front desk.
Yes, and of course, in case you're not aware, the position is at the main office there in Artesia on 13th.
That is correct.
Yeah,
yep, right when you walk in the front door of the headquarters.
Yeah, it's real. Matter of fact, if you like, because I did the commute from Roswell to Artesia for a few years.
A while, yeah.
8 to be exact.
Wow.
But yeah, if you're on 13th, you can take 13th right from 285 there and shoot right in without getting it into the meat of town there.
That's true. So. And we do have folks that communicate. We have a few employees from Roswell that work in Artesia, and then some that work here in Roswell. Very good. Yeah, it's commuting is, if that's okay with somebody, then and they don't mind making that drive, then they can certainly apply too.
That it's good therapy, depending on when you have to do that drive.
I've heard that. Yeah.
And I used to have to do it early, so it wasn't. I even beat the oil field traffic.
Oh,
and so it was kind of nice, cathartic.
You were probably on the road at 4 a.m.
Yeah, it was early.
Yeah,
because I had to be at the office at 5:30, 6.
Yeah.
So I left at 4:30.
Bless your heart.
Yeah. Not anymore though.
Good for you.
This morning I slept. I got up at 6:30 and walked 12 feet to my computer.
Oh wow, that's nice. Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I could see a big picture of you right across from me.
Big flat mic.
Yeah.
We call him
really
BFM.
Cool. Well, I like that. That's cool. I'd rather see you here in person, but this is not bad.
Well, if CVE needs BFM for anything,
okay,
he's available.
Okay, thanks.
I can't imagine what you would want him for. But
we might need you for if we get to have a member appreciation event this year. Set you up in the lobby.
That'll keep the riffraff out.
Yeah. I think the cardboard cutouts are a great idea.
Yeah, we had fun with that with the Historical Society and all that. So that was just one of the things that came out of it. So
yeah, I like it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying I like it. It's a good idea.
Yeah. So not only do we have the receptionist position here for folks that are looking for employment, but like you said, the home energy audit, you guys are now taking more, I guess, reservations to get that done if you haven't had one done, and you're a CVE member, of course.
We are, and we had, we did a bunch at the end of last year and then earlier this year, and maybe it's because it's summertime or still kind of hot outside, I'm not sure, but the referrals have been a little more minimized, and we'd like to get that back up in numbers and make sure that our green metal energy folks can take care of folks before the fall, before the winter, Not that they won't work throughout the fall and winter, but it never hurts to get ahead of the game, especially when it comes to cold weather.
Well,
so,
we know. We know, and especially when it comes to the air side, heating and cooling, it never breaks down at a convenient time.
No.
It just doesn't. So to have this home energy audit, they'll come through and make sure your doors are sealed, make sure the vents are done and all that, and obviously take a look at those things to make sure they're working. But if it's minute stuff, sealing, just sealing in something, they do that
regardless.
Right then and there.
Yep.
But if it's something bigger, then they can let you know and get the ball rolling to rectify that.
That's right. So they start off with doing a blower door test, and I'm not sure that everybody knows what that is. I didn't know what it was until we first started doing these programs. But they pressurize your house to see where you're losing air, and they can detect that from an infrared system. And they have a pretty high-tech computer system that they enter all this information, and it tells them what they need to do to get that the pressures into a range that's better for the home, that's going to be energy efficient. So they do pre-test and post-test to make sure that they've made a difference in what happened with that pressure.
Yeah, and it's pretty quick, easy, painless. I mean, it takes I had one done maybe 2 years ago, an hour and a half. It was in and out quick. It was a crew of like 3, and it was like a well orchestrated, choreographed event.
They are. Yeah. We have also the duct blaster test. That's something that they go in and check your ductwork. So if your ductwork is accessible in your attic or below your house, they can also check all of that to make sure that you don't have any penetrations within your ductwork. And if you do, and again, if it's minor, they can repair that for you.
Yeah, it's really quite impressive what they do too. And then of course with like you said, the fall, winter, the cooler months coming, they make sure your pipes and stuff under your sinks are insulated and good to go, so you don't have to worry about freezing pipes as much.
Yes, and they will check your water heater too to make sure that it's well insulated.
Very good.
Yeah, it's an amazing group of folks. We're thrilled to be working with them, and they do have their primary headquarters is in Fort Worth area, but they do have a team of people who work in Chaves County, Eddy County. So it's you don't have to wait long. If we make a referral these days, it takes about, if it's not the same day, it's within a week.
Oh wow! So quick turnaround.
Yep, really quick turnaround.
And the best news for CVE members, completely free.
It's free, no cost. However you want to phrase that. It's no expense to the member.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, obviously, if they say your air conditioner's shot, we need to replace it, they ain't giving out free AC.
No,
but
no, we have a maximum budget for each household. Really, regardless of the size. So it just depends on. If there's something beyond that budget that they can't repair, then they're just going to be very upfront with us as well as the homeowner. So,
sure. Absolutely. And since we're talking home energy real quick, I do want to, throw the plug in. If you're looking for different ways for heating and cooling your home and things, CVE's always been kind of a example for the geothermal system. The CVE headquarters there, if you're applying for a job, check it out while you're there.
That's true. It's very interesting.
Yeah. But it uses the earth to heat and cool. It saves tons of money. It's more efficient. It's more green, cheaper in the long run.
Yes.
And more effective. And it checks all the boxes. It's like it's eco, but it's actually cost saving and more effective at the same. So it's a win-win for everyone.
It really is. And the other residential applications that we've helped people with are still up and running. They're doing great. They're saving people money. It's a very good investment if you can do it, especially up front when you're building a new home.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're thinking about that stuff and kind of wanting some information examples, please, CVE is a resource for you.
That's right.
And they could probably put you in touch with the folks that do that kind of stuff too.
Oh yeah, and we'll go over any type of rebates that are in place for geothermal as well as any air source heat pumps. And right now, that's what our program includes, our air source heat pumps. But they do have some different ratings that we require for the rebate. That doesn't mean you can't do what you want, but to get the rebate, we do have certain requirements and measurements for how much heating and cooling can be saved.
Yeah, I understand the Tim the Tool Man philosophy. It's like more is better.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to argue with you. You're right. But with AC and heating and overkill can be bad too.
It can. You're right. And we've actually seen that happen a few times. And we hate that those things do happen, but it's really a good idea maybe to get a second opinion if something
Sure.
doesn't seem quite right. And, I think that there are tons of people in the Carlsbad too, Carlsbad and Artesia, and then also Chaves County. I know there's people who all kinds of equipment providers. You have lots of choices.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely ask around and all that too. And like you said, as far as equipment, even like hot water heaters and things, if you want energy efficient, discounted, CV has selections of those. They can help with all that stuff.
Right.
So.
Yeah, we sell the Rheem Marathon water heaters.
Okay.
And they have the extra insulation. They have a titanium and a copper heating element, top and a bottom. And they come with a 5 to 6 year warranty on the parts. We're still a little unclear about that because we're due to have a meeting with our provider. So hopefully we'll get that clarified soon, but at least 5 years. And then if you get it registered within 90 days of purchase, you can get a lifetime warranty on the tank.
Nice.
Yeah, super nice.
If you're new to Southeast New Mexico,
Mm-hmm.
first off, welcome. But for those who've been here a while, whatever lifespan they give you on a hot water heater, I've seen some as 25 years. Here in Southeast New Mexico, throw that out the window.
Yeah.
You will never get a full shelf life here because our water's just so hard,
right?
And it's brutal on them. If you get 60 to 70% of that life, you're doing pretty good.
Well, and we do recommend soft water systems being in place, especially in some areas where we know that the water is hard, because that will help the breakdown of the water heater. Mm-hmm.
But sometimes our water's so hard it doesn't
matter. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it does matter, but what we would call soft is still very hard in other circles.
Very true. Very true. I can tell a difference because we have a water softener, and I can tell a difference when I go to my mom's or my sister's, and the water is just different.
Yeah. I grew up, my family, my dad, my grandfather, and it went on to my uncle. They had a company in upstate New York called Beacon Water Equipment Company, and they still do. And that's what they do is water softeners and water treatment, and that's their thing. So I grew up water softeners in the house and all that, and knowing all about. I used to help my grandfather build the water softeners and put the resin and all that together. So
oh wow!
So I have very, very limited knowledge of that stuff.
Doesn't sound like that you do.
Yeah. I know just enough to be dangerous.
Oh, okay.
Like many of the other aspects of my life.
Right. Well, we all do that. We all stick our hands in different pots.
This is true. While we got you here,
yes.
How was as far as apps and things? And I know you, like over the past year, there's been a few scammers and things like that. Any of that kind of stuff going on right now that we need to raise the flag on for people?
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because I thought we had it kind of tamed and not under control necessarily, but that one of our situations had gone to the wayside. But last week I had a fellow bring in a postcard, and on that postcard it said CVE on it. It didn't say Central Valley Electric Cooperative, but it said CVE. So again, it's kind of misleading. Sure. And it was a company that was trying to encourage people to consider solar and offering benefits and offering incentives and things like that. And he actually was considering solar and came in our office and asked about what are these incentives? And I explained to him that was not us. And, if you look at the very fine print, it does say that they're located somewhere in, I don't know, Boston, maybe, just for lack of a,
you
better.
Got to be careful.
I know.
People are sneaky.
I know. Yeah. So, but they put real big bold letters, CVE. So I just don't, people get really creative with those kinds of things. And we have seen that postcard before. And so I pointed it out that, this is not in the state of New Mexico, and this is, certainly not our co-op. So, but
and that gentleman did the right thing.
Yes.
If you get anything in the mail or email or whatever that looks like it's from CVE and it's offering some kind of rebate or program or discount or something,
right.
ease of something, and it looks suspect, even if it doesn't look, don't hesitate.
Yes.
Call CVE,
yes.
Call the office, and they'll be happy to get you straight on it. It's like, no, that's us, or no, that's not us.
And that is very true. And we do have sometimes communication barriers with people who are calling outside of the co-op to different members' homes. And believe you me, we do not give out any private information. We don't give out addresses. We don't give out phone numbers. So how people get these phone numbers of people, I have no idea. But we do have people that call our members, and as well as probably XL customers too, and identify themselves as being with a certain company. And then because of language or communication issues, they don't always understand what's going on. Yeah. So we do get some calls from some of our members that have questions about, well, why is this person calling me if they're not one of your people? And, 9 times out of 10, they're not involved with CVE. So
sure. Well, just a good rule of thumb, general, if people are trying to get you to pay for things via gift cards or money orders or anything like that, 9 times out of 10, it's shady.
Exactly.
99.9% of the time.
Well, and we don't take payments over the phone, period. We have our Smart Hub program, which you've helped me discuss with the communities before. And that is the secure way of making payments, the secure way of managing your usage and looking at what you use. And it's, we try to make sure that everything is done securely and safely.
Absolutely. And like I said, if anything doesn't pass the smell test for you, don't hesitate to call CVE, and they'll get you straight.
That's right. And if somebody doesn't know what the answer is, they'll find it. And we get a lot of calls like that. So
yeah, and you're actually helping CVE too, because you guys want to be aware of,
that's right,
of what people are putting out there and what so you can go on your end and try to mitigate some of that stuff.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. Is there anything else we wanted to cover that we forgot or skipped over?
I do need to alert our communities that today is a peak day that's been called by our wholesale power provider. This will be our 6th one for the year. I think they can call up to 10. Okay. So today, between the hours of 4 p.m. and 6 p.m., we ask that everybody try to beat the peak, if you will. And that's just an opportunity for us to save on energy during that time. So, things that you could do are be sure to turn off your lights that you're not using at that time, turn off any equipment that you're not using, maybe turn that air conditioner up a few notches just to keep you comfortable for a couple of hours. Sure. And don't turn on your ovens. Try not to do any laundry during that time. And that will help measure what our energy purchases look like in the future. Therefore, that helps with our rate design, and then it helps with the rates for our customers. So if you can beat that peak and just cut back on using power from 4 to 6 today, we would greatly appreciate it.
Well, obviously, I think today's one of those days that they're calling for temps either at or near 100. I imagine Eddy County is probably going to hit the 100. We're going to be right about at it.
Well, and our wholesale power provider is located in Oklahoma. We actually have 2, but they seem to always be aware of the hotter days. So they usually they call it right on those days where it's going to hit 100.
Yeah. So even if you're not a Central Valley Electric member,
right?
Still probably a good idea.
It is.
It is. Conserve that power a little bit.
We're all part of the Southwest Power Pool. So
it's all connected.
It is all connected. So it's right. Any customer or any member, anybody that receives electric services should conserve all the time, but today especially between 4 and 6.
Yeah. Go read a book for 2 hours.
Yeah. Do something. Grill outside if you have a pretty strict, dinner regimen. Go do something fun. Go. Yeah. But I think that's it. I can give out our phone number again. It's 575-746-3571. Our website is www.cvecoop.org. And we do have a direct email opportunity. If you have a question, if you don't feel comfortable giving us a call, you can send us an email via our website and member services.
There we go. And of course, You can always like and follow Central Valley Electric Cooperative on Facebook.
That's right.
You might want to type in all of that. There's some, just don't do CVE. You could probably find it, but there's some stuff that's close to that might confuse you.
And we are Central Valley Electric in the state of New Mexico, not Central New Mexico. That happens a time or two, but we did put some information on Facebook today in regard to ways to save and beat that peak. So
yeah, absolutely. So, and of
check
course,
it out.
If you need any help with any questions about anything, if you want to learn more about the geothermal or any of that stuff, and certainly if you're looking for a career, here's a chance to start in as a receptionist for your basically the front lines for customer service for CVE right now. Apply online, cvecoop.org.
That's right.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Well, and thank you, Mike. And I sure hope you get better and better.
Well, thank you. I think today's the first day I'm feeling optimistic.
I'm glad. I'm glad. And hope to see you in person soon.
I should be. If all goes according to plan, this is my last week here.
Okay, good.
So, awesome. Well, thank you, Leah. We'll
all
see
right.
you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Take care.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. It is 9:49. Let's pause for news and your Hannity update, Town Hall business update, quick break, and then we'll wrap up the show. Don't go away.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Sorello. We have a developing story out of Roswell today. RPD responding to the report of a shooting Monday afternoon in the 300 block of South Beach Street. Once there, the officers discovered a man who had been shot at least once. Paramedics arrived and began treating the unnamed victim, eventually taking him to an area hospital. Detectives spent the next several hours at the scene investigating, but no other details about the shooting are known at this time. Cannabis provider Ultra Health says it's completed the buy of a former bakery and adjacent land in southern New Mexico that will open the way for a large-scale marijuana growing and manufacturing campus. The property purchase in Alamogordo takes place as New Mexico prepares for the start of recreational marijuana sales by April of next year. Regulators are putting the finishing touches on the licensing process for an array of marijuana businesses. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
If we get Americans home, it'll have nothing to do with Joe Biden's great planning and execution militarily. It's with every American and every American ally caught behind enemy lines now is hostage to the whims of a terrorist organization. That is the position that Joe Biden has left them in. And Lloyd Austin, the defense secretary, saying nobody predicted the Afghan government collapse in 11 days. They were taking large areas of the country for weeks. The idea that they didn't know, I don't even believe, because my sources have confirmed for me that the CIA pulled their people out of there 7 weeks ago.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Hey, get your home summer ready with custom window treatments from Blinds.com. Now get a high-end look without high-end prices on their most popular outdoor shades. You can transform your backyard into a shady weekend oasis and light filtering shades that help block UV rays without obstructing your view. Plus, right now, Blinds.com is offering up to 35% off everything. Blinds.com, they make ordering custom window treatments online easy. Now go to Blinds.com to shop up to 35% off everything. Rules and restrictions may apply. Warner Brothers Pictures presents Cry Macho, a story of being lost and found as Clint Eastwood returns as Mike Milo, a one-time rodeo star who then takes a job from an ex-boss to bring the man's young son home from Mexico. The unlikely pair face a challenging journey. The only road home is through redemption. Now, you'll be able to see it in theaters and on HBO Max for 31 days, September the 17th. It's rated PG-13, may be inappropriate for kids under 13.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Should be sunny and hot today with highs in the mid-90s. Can't rule out a few isolated afternoon showers or thunderstorms. Overnight will be fair, down to the upper 60s, and then we're in the mid-90s again tomorrow, and it stays sunny. Clear for Wednesday night, and then we'll wrap up the week Thursday and Friday with afternoon highs both days in the low 90s, and will stay mostly sunny. That's your latest forecast. This is staff meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the SRN News Business Brief, I'm Rich Thomason. Wall Street opened higher this morning, the market eyeing fresh record highs and adding to yesterday's gains. Investors are encouraged by upbeat corporate earnings and signs of an ongoing economic recovery despite the spread of the coronavirus Delta variant. Walmart commercializing its delivery service, helping businesses of all sizes deliver products directly to their customers' homes as fast as just a few hours.
The nation's largest retailer says it'll use contract workers and even drones to pick up products directly from other retailers and then deliver them to customers' doorsteps. The shift pits Walmart against companies such as Uber, DoorDash, and other delivery services. It comes as Walmart increasingly moves to expand its sources of profits and revenues beyond its core retail businesses.
And that's correspondent Jeremy House reporting. With business, I'm Rich Thomason.
How many times do you think we could say lucky in 30 seconds? This is the lucky 13th year for the Artesia Chamber of Commerce's Clays Crusher Fun Shoot. If you're feeling lucky, please join us on Saturday, September 18th for a fun day of shooting clays. Luckily, we scored a spot at the Eddy County Shooting Range and we'll have 2 rotations at 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. If you're lucky, you will hit all 70 targets. If we are lucky, the weather will cooperate. It's just $150 per participant. A team of 5 is just $750, and a sponsorship is luckily $1,300. Sign up at artesiachamber.com or give us a call at 575-746-2744. We just said 7 luckies in 30 seconds. Luck must be on our side. Clays Crusher, September 18th, artesiachamber.com. Paid for by the Artesia and Eddy County Lodgers Tax.
The massive vehicle elimination event is on now at Roswell Honda. A huge roundup of clean, quality pre-owned vehicles marked way down to clear the lot. They need the space, so you get the savings. Like a 2014 Grand Caravan for just $169 a month, a 2010 Honda Pilot for just $159 a month, or a 2014 Chevy Cruze for just $139 a month. And with $2,000 of payment assistance, now is the best time ever to buy. Get a 12-pack for stopping by, a smartwatch with qualified test drive, and Monopoly with every purchase. The massive vehicle elimination event on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd. The High Caliber Summer Sale is on now at LGS Guns and Ammo. Now through Labor Day weekend, save big on guns, ammo, and everything you need. From brands like Glock, Ruger, Springfield, Smith & Wesson, Mossberg, and more. Plus, massive savings on ammo, targets, magazines, optics, and knives, and a great selection of Springfield St. Edge rifles. The High Caliber Summer Sale on now at LGS Guns and Ammo, Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammunition in Hobbs or Roswell, and at lgsguns.com.
Have you been dealing with stress or anxiety lately? Don't let that stop you from getting the dental work done that you know needs to happen. Hi, this is Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and every day we help people just like you have a relaxing and pain-free experience with IV sedation. Just imagine a dental experience where you don't remember the needles or the drills. If that's what you're looking for, we can help. Let us ease your stress and create the best dental experience ever.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental at the corner of 9th and Main or call 622-4455. Celebrate heroes during Roswell Ford's first annual 9/11 Hometown Heroes Car Show. Saturday, September 11th from 10 to noon at Roswell Ford. Register now at roswellford.com to enter in the car show. Entry is $20 with all proceeds going to benefit local charities. You must have your vehicle set up at Roswell Ford by 8 a.m. on September 11th with your vehicle on display until 1 p.m. Trophies will be awarded to all first place vehicle finishers in all categories, plus a $1,000 cash prize for the best overall finisher. Deadline to enter is September 6th. Do you know someone who makes a difference at home, at work or school, or in the community? Nominate them for the first ever Hometown Hero Award. Complete and submit your nomination form at roswellford.com. You can nominate anyone to be a hometown hero. One Roswell Ford hometown hero will be selected and honored during the event. Register now for the first annual Roswell Ford Hometown Heroes Car Show, Saturday, September the 11th. This event sponsored by LGS Guns and Ammo, 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, CRM Discount Awards and Sports, and National Furniture Liquidators.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 9:58. Getting ready to wrap up today's show. If you missed any part, you can go back and check it out at your leisure, ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. Find it there. We chit-chatted in the 7 o'clock hour. In the 8 o'clock hour, we had some of our state legislators join us. We had State Senator David Gallegos with us. And then on the House side, we had House Minority Leader Jim Townsend and also Representatives Greg Nybert and Candy Spence-Ezell join us and talked about the rally that's happening at 10 a.m. here in about now on the Chaves County Courthouse lawn and talk about this vaccine mandate and no bueno. And then just a few minutes ago, we had Leah Boone with Central Valley Electric Cooperative join us talking about rebates and a position for front desk receptionist customer service and also talking about the benefits and things. Yeah, so ksvptv.com is the website. If you missed any part of it, Tanner will separate those interviews from the whole main body of the show here in just a little bit. You also find it on our 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM Facebook wall as well. Big thank you to Sean Smalls and Mr. Tanner Hard R for holding down the fort once again today. Big appreciate to that. They make it a lot easier for me. Be virtual me or not in studio me probably the rest of this week. And hopefully, if I feel the way things going, back in studio Monday. So have a great weekend or a great day. We'll talk to you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM KEND.